Yo!
Yo ho.
Howdy.
What's going on with y'all boys? We back. We here. It's a whole lot of us. The coalition's returned. There's a lot to do, and we about to do it. Because we're here to do it.
Yes, sir.
You already know. One Punch Man. 143, 144, and 144.5.
Wait, that's the numbers? Okay.
I think it's the numbers. We got like a double, like, same chapter or something like that.
Yeah.
They are. They've just messed us around with skipping that chapter number from before, but that's right. Yeah.
So, what I thought is, it's a weird schedule. He's been tweeting more often about, I guess, doing consistent work, or drawing a particular amount of pages every single day. So let's hope that the next release, or 145, will also be punctual. That's somewhat of the reason why the podcast has been late. 143, a little bit shorter than 144, but we're here for it now. Got the boys back. What's good with y'all boys?
Whew, man, it's been a while. I'm not gonna fall asleep. I promise. I won't fall asleep this time.
You better not.
I promise.
I might. Let's mix it up for a bit. If I fall asleep, that's okay.
Yeah, we gotta take shifts. Somebody gotta stay on guard. Somebody gotta rest up.
What's going on, Steve-O?
We're good, man. I just came around. Figured niggas even gonna do it. And I'm talking about I ain't even know what niggas are talking about.
I like how Steve always come on here like he just somebody off the streets we just picked up.
He just saw an open door with like a mic and a computer set
right.
up, and he's like, "All right, that's all right. Let's join it."
He's just like, yeah, I'm just a nigga talking One Punch Man. I don't know. They said I could talk about it.
Yeah, niggas said come through.
What's up, Matt?
It's pretty much the narrative.
What's up? Exact same as Steve-O. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't beat that. So yeah, just whatever Steve-O said.
But you can't say nigga though.
I don't want to. Thank you. With all due respect.
Are you sure?
What are you?
Yes. Thank you very much.
What is going on?
I'm gonna turn this down.
Right.
This nigga tripping early.
Because I can give you permission.
No.
Steve, what are you doing?
Let's
What are you
keep
doing?
it pushing, bro. What's good, Suzuki?
All right. So we're starting from the top, right? 143.
Yeah.
Man, you already know. Chapter 143 featured my baby girl, our baby girl. I can't be selfish.
Gangbang.
She belong to us, nigga.
Yeah, I mean, it's for Buki, man. Like, there's enough for everybody. Everybody can get a portion. Everybody will still be happy, but
I ain't trying to share though.
I know. Nobody wants to share, but again, like it's a buffet, so you gotta give out plates. Can't be selfish. But no, 143, and it also continued to the next chapter. Kind of gave me, it reinforced my thoughts on Fubuki, because a lot of the times the community, when you say that you really like Fubuki or you have her as your favorite character, the first thing people think of is her design. And I know we started off objectifying Fubuki, but like she's more than just how she looks. And don't get me wrong, because a lot of people would try to act like character design does not matter, especially in the series like with One Punch Man, where the art is exceptional and whatnot. Art does matter, design does matter. Like, it gets us hyped for these characters to see them, so that does play a factor in how I feel about a character. But I just open things up to say that, just to say that's not all there is to Fubuki. Like, I'll get more into it, but a lot of people yeah, a lot of people like cap on her character and act like there's nothing there. It's just the ass, it's just the titties, it's just how she looks. No, there's a lot more to Fubuki than just that.
All right. Well, before we get into it, guys, if you want to hear the more in depth opinions, the first reactions for 143, 144, and the other part of it, check out all the channels that'll be linked in the description below. We all do One Punch Man content, including Keishan and Sundown, who couldn't be here for this session. They also have reviews and reactions out. So if you want to stay within the community, stay within One Punch, and keep your mind in the content. Make sure you check out the links. Come through Discord if you want to talk about One Punch Man all day long. If you want to support the channel, support the production, support the process, check out our Patreon. All right.
We pull up to the petrol.
So, what are we? Because this isn't just a Fubuki, show. The chapter did have one or two more details that were linked through here. I guess we should talk about Genos first before we give Fubuki the rest of the chapter. I think there was a piece of information here that was essential. Something about his core.
Oh, I thought we were. You don't want me to know where I thought we were going to start with Genos.
Go ahead, bro. Tell me, bro.
Nah, man, because I already got. Man. Wait, what?
I said I'm looking at Fubuki's titties.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I like how this podcast started with Satsuki just giving it's not just about the design. It's about there's more to Fubuki's character than anything. And Steve just shouts in the face I'm looking at it too. It's crazy.
It's sad world for Fubuki. I mean, we that's the.
You know what I'm here for.
It's a downfall of her character, man. Like she just looks so great that you just get blinded by it. Like everybody's just blinded by it. But no, I thought, and I ain't gonna lie, Genos got a wagon, man. Let me just go out and say it. I said it.
Yeah, you're gay.
Listen.
Gay shit.
Listen.
Like
you got a nice shape.
No, I'm looking at it. So I
Nice
didn't
shape.
look at it before.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that I would do anything to Genos, but he got a nice shape. So I wouldn't be surprised if Puri, he was on his radar. Isn't he on Puri's radar?
Yes, he's one of his boys. He is.
Okay.
It's like when he joined the S-Class Association, when he joined the S-Class Legal meetings, his first concern was how he could get closer to Genos. So he is on the radar. So we at the podcast are not endorsing any of us are interested in Genos, but if you are interested in robot guys, maybe maybe give Genos a look,
Robussy.
Pussy? Oh Lord.
Okay. Moving.
Gay, bro. Did he just say bussy?
That he did.
Drive night, guys. Does anyone actually trust him?
I don't see why not. He's done everything that he can to assist the heroes and the people.
It's Steve-O, bro.
So
how tight your bussy, bro?
Oh
shit, man. This has got to be as tight as it possibly can be. Ain't nobody got up in my bussy. I'm doing the bussy busting, if anything.
Yo, all right, yeah, that's it. Nah, that's too far.
That's the way you draw them. I'm always shocked by when Grimm draws the line because he'll initiate things like that and then pull back on he gets too tough. I don't know.
Such an odd fella.
Yo, Steve-O be escalating too fast.
Oh yeah. Steve-O's not gonna Steve-O's gonna go with it. So.
Oh sure. All right. So let's get back on the chapter. So according to Genos, we were told about what could possibly happen before Genos actually got into battle. That, at least we were under the impression that he would self-destruct, and I think that was gonna happen before, and then Tatsumaki saved him. Correct?
Yeah.
Didn't Tatsumaki save him from exploding before, or was it just this time?
Not sure.
Exploding? I don't know if it was exploding though.
No, it was more like he was just gonna like wear out more than anything.
Oh,
he was just
okay.
overheating, and then Tatsumaki basically caught him before he could fall.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess this is what Dr. Kuseno was referring to. So, thermal runaway, as they pointed out, at least from what I remember from class, is like whenever a device or like a battery or something overheats, and then the fact that it's overheating causes more heat, or it causes a different reaction in the battery that also increases the heat, and there's no real way to slow it down or stop it. It just keeps, the temperature just keeps rising. So that seems to be the case with Geno. So I guess there's some cred there to Murata for going a little bit more realistic with it, because this entire time it's been kind of weird that Geno's used that entire mode. He was fine after, and now here's when there's starting to be more variations in his condition. So I guess the first question that I should ask, like, is it starting to become unrealistic that Genos is still like combat ready? Or like, how do you guys feel about Genos being able to fight after this chapter and in 144?
I mean, I would prefer that he would be out of commission completely. Like, I don't want to draw comparisons, but almost akin to like how Luffy goes gear fourth, and he's out for 10 minutes after using that form for a bit. I would prefer that. Is it unrealistic? The issue with it, the issue with me gauging that is the fact that he wasn't in a full-fledged fight with like he assisted in chapter 144, the latest chapter. But if he was doing stuff like what Bang pulled off in that chapter, then yes, I would agree with you. But I don't think I can fully say if it's unrealistic or not, just because like he it's not like he was doing that much. But the fact that he's still moving and whatnot, like I said, I would prefer if he was out of commission, given that what transpired, and the fact that he was overheating and he was like, it looks like he was done for a lot of, even before these chapters, it looked like he was done when he was helping out Tatsumaki. So if someone were to say it's unrealistic, I would understand it. But I don't know if I can make that claim yet, just because he hasn't had something to really test him post Fubuki saving him.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of being unrealistic, it's difficult because, like, in this world, kind of no, but yes, because like Tatsumaki, who's also in like a similar situation to Genos, where she's burnt out, right? But they're both at a point where they can't do anything. So, like, just had a quick skim over like 144. Like, Gums attacks Genos, but it's also not like Genos is like dodging it easily. We know Genos is crazy fast. We could probably dodge it, but at this point, he's getting quite easily caught by Gums. So it's not like he's not at a stage where he's just like fully burned. He's still doing it, but that's just like probably the human side of it more than anything. It's not like it's not like his cyborg side like fully not like fully burning out. If that makes sense. So from what I can see from this, he's not really going to be like a main fighter anymore. He's good. He's ideal for support, like he is. He's good at being like Genesis, like Bang's sidekick more than anything. Just there, like when the opens, he can attack. So that's how I can be. But I agree with Satsuki. If it was like a big thing where like he was having more one-on-one fights, that's where I'd be like, okay, that's when it gets unrealistic.
Steve?
I don't think it's unrealistic because I feel like there are different, limitations and everything in every story, and I feel like the things that we should come to expect from this story, it doesn't seem like it's crossed the border of what's allowed and what isn't in One Punch Man. And for Geno specifically, I feel like we've seen him be in much worse conditions before. Like we've seen him be absolutely mangled and dismantled to the point to where he's like almost just a head and a spine. But his body is still all the way intact right now. So I mean, I don't feel like it's unrealistic that he's still going. Like, I could see if somebody's like, maybe it's kind of stretching it a bit, but not to the point to where I'm just like, it's unrealistic.
Yeah, maybe that was the wrong word to dub it with, because my at least my viewpoint mostly stemmed from the fact that we had just seen him team up with Tatsumaki to exert an incredible amount of power that we would have never assumed from Genos anytime soon or anytime, and extensively and repeatedly. And then not only did he do that, now he's, I guess, still capable of fighting. I read in the next chapter, before 144, I guess 143 part 2, or as we call it like that. Gino says that he won't go into thermal runway again as long as he doesn't exert his full power. So I could see that as the argument as to why, like, it seems like he's playing more of a support role in 144, but I'm not under the impression that, like, he's not going to encounter a tougher situation than just getting his arm almost bit off by gums. Like, we're talking about potentially having multiple of these, like, cadres isolating these guys. Maybe this example that we just saw here with Gums in Fear Ugly is going to be characteristic of the entire fight because Bang's there. Maybe, but I don't know. I don't feel like I can count Fear Ugly and Gums out or any of the other cadres out to a point where they couldn't, like, lethally take out Genos. Like, I think by him being around, he's gonna end up fighting somebody 1v1, and he might do well. That's what I'm worried about.
Do you think? I think if that was to happen, I could see him getting a hit or two in, but I can't see him winning. It's not because it's Genos, but it's because of everything else he's done. You know, and I'm hoping, like, just in general with Genos, because, like, obviously he wants to keep pushing further because that's what Saitama did. But then Bang also had a moment, and, like, it's like with Fubuki in the next chapter as well. It's just about having people to rely on. And Bang was like, "You're the next generation. Don't push yourself." Like when they fought against Delta Centipede, that was like the main thing he said. He's like, "Look, you live because you'll be the next. You're the next ones to step up." You know. So maybe Genos will think about that. Now he's, like, pushed himself already beyond his limit.
Huh. Well, I mean, to go off of that basis, right? What you just pointed out, Matt. Do you think that he's, like, you said the whole teamwork thing and support, but, like, don't you think that this guy's, like, high dragon, or is Genos a dragon right now, or is he out of that category now?
I don't know, because, like, the question is, like, I mean, he did, like, do some good damage to Gums. Like, it's difficult because we haven't seen him take on a dragon, like just, like, properly, like, full power. He's not in a situation where I think he could take on a dragon 1-on-1. But just from what we've seen, I think he can. Genos in general, dragon. I'm fine with saying that. But, like, in his current situation, I guess dragon still, because, like, there's a big gap between demon and dragon, but it's, like, a low dragon at this point.
Yeah, I think I can get behind that. Like, what he has in his arsenal offensively, I think you could justify saying that he's a dragon level threat. Now the only issue with Genos is, like, unlike it's unfair to compare it to someone like Rover, but or you can say this with really any of the dragon level threats. A lot of these people, while they may not have, like, the offensive capability of Genos, not all of them, some of these dragons we've seen, they still have the ability to maintain that level of strength over the long haul. And I think that is important. The thing with Genos is he has these spurts of power where he can get to that level, but obviously he's going to wind down. He can't last in the battle of attrition. That's just not who he is. He has to get things over very quickly. You know, the longer the battle goes on, the weaker he's going to get. So it's kind of ironic in a way too, because like a lot of the heroes is the opposite. It's like a lot of the times we see them get stronger over the course of the battle, but Genos is somebody who has to hit you with everything at once. But yeah, at his peak, I think you can say that. I think you can say he's a dragon level threat.
I think at this point, I mean, it's kind of hard to deny that he's a dragon level threat after everything that we've seen from him, and the fact that he's still going now.
Well, for sure. I meant more like his physical fighting capabilities right now. Like he just said that like he can't go to full power. We don't know if that's 10-second mode, or we don't know if that's like him fully exerting himself outside of that. Let's say it's 10-second mode, right? What does that mean? Because like we saw him earlier just jump and crush G5's core like nothing with a jet drive arrow. And then we've seen his fighting capabilities outside of that. He took on Sairochi head on, the big version, when she was letting off beams, as well as the appendages that were also letting off beams. So he's proven, like Steve pointed out, that he can fight even above dragons and help Tatsumaki out at full power. But your normal state isn't your full power. I'm not saying that his durability dropped somehow or like anything like that. I'm just saying now that he has to restrict himself, now that he's been through all this, his body probably isn't top notch. Did his fighting capability drop? But you guys have answered.
Yeah. I just, in general, with like where Genos is now, I think Satsuki actually nailed it with like, you know, using his power all at once, especially if like he has to wait for it to cool down. Like, yeah, he can use like his normal power in spurts, and that's why he can do good damage, but he obviously can't use it back to back, because if he does, then obviously he's going to start to overheat again, and that'll cause his core to explode.
Right. There's another like really peculiar quote in 143. So whenever they're discussing what to do about Genos' self-destruction issue, Puri Puri says, "Is there no emergency fix?" That's right. Drive Knight would. That's right. Drive Knight would know Genos-kun's body inside and out. I guess that that Fubuki's face is supposed to be like a little like innuendo for like phrasing that like, you know, since they were together, that like Drive Knight would know inside of Genos. But does this cover our actual suspicions? To be more clear, our suspicions are that Drive Knight is clearly not the most honest of individuals, and there are probably some nefarious, or not, but there are some intentions that he has hidden. So by him, previously at least, this is what we were discussing, by him fusing with Genos, there may be some information that was compromised in between there. Does this like phrasing, is this like a like one like playing with us, like passing right over the obviousness of the big plot and like not even acknowledging it because it's like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, this is just a little passover. Like, hey, Drive Knight should know everything about Genos. Like, what? And nobody know. Like, why would nobody thinks that that's weird? So, what did you guys think when you read that? Well, what is your perspective of that entire situation?
The way I interpreted that is just they, especially with Puri Puri, he's not somebody who's going to like really be informed about how these cyborgs and robots operate. So it's kind of just the normie perspective is kind of like, oh, he uses tech just like Genos, so he should know everything there is to know about that since he's, you know, that's his forte. So I think it's more Puri Puri, just like guessing that Drive Knight should know everything there is about Genos. Now, when you ask the question, does Drive Knight know everything there is to know about Genos, and did he like just abandon him basically? That's a fair question, but I'm for now I'm just talking about Puri Puri. I think it's just him like not being well informed and just taking a guess. But what he said very well may be correct. like maybe Drive Knight does know everything there is to know about Genos, but I think his perspective is just like his dialogue was based on his lack of information.
Yeah, this could definitely be a moment where, like, 100 chapters from now, we look back at this and, like, just like you having a read through, like, oh my god, Murata set it up just from this moment, you know? It could be something like that. But, yeah, I think it is just, like, what Sasuke said, like, a bystander go, wait, there's another robot guy, he'll know how to fix you. But this could definitely be, like, very subtly hinting towards something in the future.
Sibo? Oh, I think he's beating his meat.
You don't think?
What could he be doing then?
Hold on, what? What was the question? I'm sorry.
Puri Puri said Drive Knight would know Genos Kun's body inside and out. Is that weird?
I don't think so. Aren't they related scientifically in some way? Like the guy is like Dr. Kusano, that's his name, right? Or wasn't he like closely tied to Bofoi?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought he was. I thought he was like colleagues, like on some Ben Smoke, Judge, and Vegapunk's type stuff.
Bro, are you spoiling?
No, what?
What?
That's it, bro.
You not caught up to One Piece?
No, I know, bro. I'm talking about One Punch.
This is the podcast about One Punch Man. We gotta
Oh, you talking about One Punch Man? Oh no,
Yeah.
no. Why would I spoil? What?
That sounds like a spoiler, bro, low key.
Oh, no,
not,
I don't
though?
think so.
Oh, okay.
I mean, my memory is terrible. So
You're right. Well, I guess that throws that out of the case. It's not suspicious, but yeah, that is weird. That is pointed out like that. All right, so
just before I think you go on to the next one, but can we just admire that Drive Knight did not just like go, okay, I'm going by, but he also dropped Genos from such a height he started to like, like we're talking like the heat started to build up when he crashed into the floor. He might have been fine if Drive Knight didn't drop him that high.
Exactly.
he came in like a meteor.
I don't know who trusts this guy when like the moment the barrier's gone, like that's all he wanted was like, okay, I'm gone, bye. That's all he wanted. That's the only reason he helped. Man.
No, it's like for me, it's not even a question of like is he suspicious anymore? It's just like, no, this dude, you cannot trust him. It's one thing to just be what's the word I'm thinking of? Like being very apathetic, just like not caring.
Yeah.
And there's a just complete negligence. Like there's no way you are going to drop. I understand Genos is a fucking cyborg, but there's no way you're going to just straight up drop somebody at that height and just expect them to be all good. And he sees like Genos, like he sees something's wrong with Genos. He sees something, and he's just like, oh, all right, I did everything I need to do. Bye. What?
He says, "Pardon me." He's like, just squeeze him through here, guys. Don't worry about that. Like, what is this man doing?
It almost like Sasuke said this earlier, and I didn't like really say anything about it, but it almost makes you think like, did he drop him on purpose?
I don't think it was on purpose. I still think he's evil. It's just like the situation, like you said, his objective is complete. He's not like that's not heroic. He's not a hero.
Yeah,
he's just not a hero.
I was gonna say exactly. He's a robot. His goal is on the objective. You know, dropping someone from a height like that is not. It's not great.
That definitely like that's 100% to me a suitable answer. That like this is Murata in one like expressing Drive Knight's personality. That like he's robotic. He gets the objective complete, and then he goes about the next objective. He doesn't necessarily do. It's hard to accept it, though. It is, because of how like devious and guile filled he was whenever like he was talking to Sekingar. Like he was like, "Hey, bro, trust me."
Oh no, I can't move. If only someone was here. Maybe blast. Oh, I don't know.
Like, no, that's bad guy. Come
My
on.
Genos is here. Oh, my legs started working again.
Yeah,
Oh.
like this nigga was scheming, bro. Like everybody remembers that reaction, bro. Like we all saw what was going on, the weirdness and shit. Like niggas thought that Drive Night was really about the body second guard, like it was about to be done, and then Genos came through. So, the statement earlier is definitely Murata and one playing with us. Like I know Matt was like joking earlier, "Oh, we're gonna stem the whole theory from that point right there later on," but like that's just another cog in the theory. I believe it's another milestone that we gotta hit. Like they're literally playing with the fact that Drive Night has information about heroes. Like, why is that casual information?
I was only semi-joking about that one, man. Like, I've seen authors do this before, where like they drop the smallest hint in a random conversation. You read back, and you're like, "They're talking." Ah, and like genuinely, like this genuinely could be a thing.
We'll see, but yeah, Gino's definitely got his ass dropped. So let's get on to the main part of the chapter so we can move forward from 143. Fubuki. We've done character evaluations for most of the S class, but I don't necessarily think we've done one for side heroes. Maybe we have done one for Fubuki because she was essential before, but like Fubuki, if you give me the chance to say this, I think Fubuki has always been a good leader. Like she's always had that like that drive in her to protect, like to really protect protect her group and her crew and her group. And like Tatsumaki told her she should depend on herself and not others, but like to be honest, the reveal or the point that this chapter was trying to get across, I didn't feel it as much because she's still just using other people for that. And she had a whole sentimental like declaration to her sister that involved her still depending on others. Like, and I get that we're visually seeing her be more competent, her take charge and fix situations. That's what the improvement is. But her sister said, "Hey, rely on yourself." Saitama said, "Hey, you can't rely on others. You have to do it yourself." And she still formed the new Fubuki group. And we're reading now, chapter by chapter, getting more evidence that the new Fubuki group is going to be a reality. Bang and Bomb are on they're on board. This chapter showed us that Genos is now on board to a certain degree. Like, who's next? Saitama? I think Fubuki hasn't, obviously she hasn't completed her journey yet, but she hasn't realized the problem that Tatsumaki is pointing out. And obviously that problem is two-sided, right? That at least I described it like this at my viewpoint in my review, that Tatsumaki is on one extreme of the spectrum and Fubuki's on the complete exact opposite side of the spectrum. She relies on herself solely into a fault because of her past experience with Blast. She is the final resort. She's it. And that she takes that to heart. And there's negative side effects for that. While on Fubuki's end, she just uses and depends on everyone else to like the umpteenth degree, to the point that like even when she thinks she's improving by gaining others. So what did you guys think the actual message of this chapter was, and how did you guys feel about it?
Well, I'm glad you said what you said with Fubuki and Tatsumaki being on extreme sides of the spectrum, because yeah, I think the whole point of what Tatsumaki and Fubuki are going through, and especially with them being sisters, is the fact that they both are wrong. And what I mean by that is they like with Fubuki, she obviously has to have more confidence in her abilities, because we've seen throughout this arc she's been like before. I don't think we called her S class level or anything like that, but she's showcased that power. And that's something that's always been. It's not like she got stronger within this arc. Now she could have like, discovered new powers about herself that she didn't realize she had before, but like this latent power is already in her, and it was more of like a self-confidence issue. So her problem has been her confidence, and that lends into being able to fend for yourself and to rely on yourself. Tatsumaki is somebody who's different, who's always been protecting her sister and felt the need to be in that big sister role to the point where she doesn't trust anybody to support Fubuki the way she can or the way she does. So it's like Tatsumaki's problem, she doesn't rely on anybody. Fubuki's problem, she relies on people entirely too much. And there has to be a balance in between those ideals, or you're going to end up with where Fubuki, like what we've seen with Does, where, she almost got beat. And then with Tatsumaki, where she just keeps overexerting herself and she ends up in a situation where she was about to get ugly bastard by Fear Ugly. You know what I'm saying? So it has to be, it's a balance between those two ideals.
Fury's about to do that thing to it.
Bro,
Yeah, I
please
was
don't
just about to
Let's
say,
not
man.
celebrate that one.
Enthusiasm.
Oh, you
Yeah.
seen that shadow, bro? He's like, come on.
You have to keep in mind that One Punch Man is a seinen, so that actually can happen. But I'm hoping that it doesn't, because it looked like we going that route.
Did I just hear Grimm rubbing his hands?
Look,
Yes,
the
indeed.
problem isn't that
We're
can
live.
happen. The problem is how it's like
Evil
how it's
Pepe
like
with the
that.
mustache.
Like it's you. Take 5, Grimm, mate. You need to call. We're not even there. We're still talking about Fubuki and you're very excited. Let's chill.
The shadow came over. Fury was like, yo.
No! Stop it!
I don't think you were supposed to live vicariously
Right.
through Fear Ugly.
I don't get that. This is the character you relate to.
No. It was a meme. Like when the chapter came out, somebody.
Okay, sure. Yeah, it was a meme. Yeah, of course. Okay.
No, it was for real. Somebody changed the dialogue from Fear and put yo.
Oh, no.
Shout out to everyone who did that. It's incredible. I don't know who it was, but it's amazing.
All right. It's Matt's turn.
I mean, yes, I feel like this is all this podcast is going to be. Satsuki Nails, what I'm thinking, because I think in just a small way as well. I never thought about it until now, but literally, they are opposites by design. I mean, you look at how they're drawn; they are complete opposites. Dark hair, bright hair, tall and curvy, small and slim. Like everything about them is built up to be the opposites of who they are. And I think it is exactly what Satsuki's saying. Just they need to find out who they are. Neither of them are right. Tatsumaki overexerts itself. Fubuki relies too much on other people, and I think I don't know, because I really like that speech Saitama gives to Fubuki. But then he ultimately ends up, he's like, you do what you want to do. That's fine. Just, I don't want to do that. And I think that is kind of important for Fubuki to kind of realize that people have got to do their own thing. But she also realizes it's about understanding each other. Because I can't say anything that hasn't already been said. Overall, I think they're just... As a reader, Fubuki to me has been a character who I've been waiting to see the potential from. I get why people like it because of the design, but after the setup and what they've done with other characters, cool. That's confident. There's that Fear Ugly laugh. But after seeing what they did with side characters like Suiryu, Snake, Moonrider, I knew Fubuki would get the treatment eventually. So I'm happy to see her finally getting some of the spotlight of her character growth, her stepping into more of her role as a leader. It's something I didn't really think about, but it's true. A lot of people do follow her because they respect her as a leader. That's why the Fubuki group's quite a big faction. So to see this actually kind of not just be like the weak gathering around her. It's like the strong. Like Bang's given her respect. Genos is given her respect in these chapters as well. Just people actually being like, okay, she is a good leader. It's good to see.
Steve.
What was the question again?
Fubuki
Sorry.
from in general till now. What is your opinion?
From where to now?
Yes.
I was asking from where.
Yes.
All right. See, I like Fubuki. Cool.
Bro, that's it, bro.
I don't know what else to say. I mean, I tried asking for clarification. I mean, shit, I don't
What do you think of Fubuki as a character, as a whole?
Damn, you're asking me to think. Shit. Fubuki, she done had a nice journey, you know. She done gone develop, become the character. She's a really good leader, taking charge. I don't know why I can't think of nothing right now. That's all I got.
This nigga Steve hates Fubuki, bro. That's why. All right. So we got the iconic. Say again.
Just can't get the words out.
Good. So I guess the big moment of the chapter was Fubuki stepping up and taking charge. Even telling Genos that like we're not gonna do what you're pleading about, that I can fix it, and then she actually got the problem done. It did involve her overexerting herself and being knocked out, but biggest feat so far, like, was there something in here that was supposed to like tell us how big the explosion was gonna be? Like, what did you guys think about Fubuki stopping Genos from exploding?
Yeah, I don't know, like I guess like the biggest thing, or I guess like the biggest way we can indicate how damaging this thing was going to be, how the damaging this explosion was going to be, is the worry on Genos, like him wanting to get everybody to evacuate, you know, basically telling everybody like they can't really help, they got to just go. And also the fact that Fubuki was knocked out from this, so she had to exert a lot of power to stop the explosion. But there's no way to tell, like, exactly, like there's no way to really gauge it. It's just
5 kilometers.
5 kilometers.
That's
right.
only at its max. That's like Genos trying to make the explosion like as much as possible. So we don't know like what he was doing at this point, but he's literally like, I'm going to try and amplify it as much and take out as many people as I can. Get away 5 kilometers. So could be less is the standard. Like that's him pouring the energy into the explosion to really make it volatile.
Man, nigga, stay trying to die, brother.
No. I do like that mindset though. That's one thing I forgot about in the chapter. The fact that he said, you know, I like Genos is just like he's just a savage. He said, bro, if I'm going out, a lot of people coming with me. Like, I don't care. I'm not just going to die, you know, just you know, go out with a whimper and then, you know, everybody's sad. No, like I'm dying in a blaze of glory, literally.
Everybody coming. You better run.
Yeah.
Shit, bro. Now I feel that like, don't get me wrong, the sentiment isn't lost. Like we get why he's doing it every single time, but like the fact that like it was introduced kind of cliche wise, like like all the time, you know, it's like, oh shit, I'll break my arm, run, throw myself to the truck, like that.
Save yourself.
Like, for whatever this nigga trying to self-destruct. So that's why it's funny, but that mentality is definitely like one of the. We said it once, we said it again, bro. Genos is like one of the best characters in the entire series. Like he's the embodiment of like the ideal main character, the ideal headstrong shonen character that like just goes out there and gets the job done or tries to regardless. If he fails and he just keeps getting back up, keeps coming with the upgrades. Like if Genos is an enemy, he would be a problem.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like you don't want to, like he's Terminator-esque in that he's just relentless. Like you could throw out a lot of things at Genos and like pain, the amount of like despair he goes through. He's not someone who's going to be hung up on his losses. I think that short-term memory of his, and not saying literally, it's just the mentality. Like he'll go out there and just be like, you'll see him get beat, like just absolutely wrecked, demolished. Next like 5 chapters, he's out fighting, and it's like, wait, didn't you get demolished? He's like, yeah, but I'll beat your ass. Like so.
Yeah, I remember they used to say that in football too, to make sure you keep your confidence up. You get beat, forget about it. Come on to the next play.
Yep.
But even then, he still like that was even a plot point before. Like I think it was him looking at or thinking about Goketsu. I forgot who it was, but he thought about like threats that were stronger than him before, and he used that as motivation to like not only be aware of the monsters that are out there, but like to help build his confidence. So Genos definitely has a great mentality. Now, I guess this is a kind of like a cool thing to compare. Who do you think mentality, like which mentality is more essential, or would you prefer to have? Like if Fubuki and Genos were the exact same strength, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you prefer to have a headstrong leader like Fubuki and any other characteristics you can remember that she's displayed? Or would you rather have like a tenacious, justice-filled cyborg like Genos and any other characteristics you want to give him?
Okay. So what? Okay, you're saying like you're asking me like if I'm like in an army or something, and like these are my two leaders, which one I would prefer?
Not even leaders, like which, like if you were in an army or in a group or whatever it is, like which would you prefer to have? Like this.
So, are you saying if we're heroes and we've got one of these two to fight with us, like who would we rather have fight?
Outside of powers, yes.
Yeah, ignoring powers just based on who they are.
Yeah.
Fubuki, I think it's like Genos. I know will get the job done, but if he's on my team, I want him to come back alive, and he will do everything he can and push himself too far. You know. So whereas Fubuki kind of knows the limits and knows when to stop, and like it's okay, it's great to push past limits, but it's just as important to know them.
Didn't she try to kill herself too?
Did she?
Yeah, like she was like, I remember I made an iconic ass. One of the best thumbnails I ever fucking made was Garou whenever he was fighting Rover, and he was like, I can't run away or something like that. And then Fubuki said the exact same thing fighting Rover. Like she got blasted, blocked one, was bleeding out of her eyes, mouth, ears, was dying. She was like, I can't run away. And then she was like, hey, y'all run, I'm gonna hold it back.
Yeah, that's true.
True. No, that is right. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So like, okay, like this is my thing with it. If you want to live to fight another day and like fight for the future, possibly you go with Fubuki. She's shown self-sacrifice in that occasion that you brought up, but I think Genos is on a different level when it comes to that. Like Genos will immediately resort to that. If you want to win, if you want your objective, like if you have like this short-term objective that you want to complete, if you just want to kill one monster, you just like, okay, if we take them out, we save the world. I want Genos. Because I think of that Marshawn Lynch quote. I can't quote exactly what he said, but it's like when you get a motherfucker who just run through you over and over and over and over
and over and over and over and over and over.
You get tired of it. Like like Genos has like that monster zombie mentality. Like you don't want to face somebody who just, it seems like they won't give up. Like like you can win fights just not giving up. Like you can do that.
Yeah.
It's not even just like you the person like their power weighs down. It's a mentality thing. It's a psychological thing. If you face someone who you believe will not stop coming at you, eventually your psyche is going to get influenced by that, and you might bow down just because of his mindset. Nothing could be wrong with you physically, but that mindset that Genos has, that he will keep going after you as long as he has something in his body to move. Nah, like that's not something anybody want to go up against.
Genos do that thing to you, and if you don't, he'll try again.
He has to be out of commission. He's not. He has to be out of commission for him not to fight you.
How you feel about it, Steve? Bro, this nigga Steve sleep again, bro.
No, I'm not asleep. But you mean like how I feel about Genos?
If Genos and Tatum and Fubuki were the exact same power, and we were just evaluating them on their mentalities, like their personalities and what they bring to the table, which would you prefer?
Wait, could you repeat that? I'm sorry, I was reading something.
Bruh.
I'm sorry, man.
Bruh,
I be trying to multitask.
Bruh, no, stop doing that shit, nigga. Come on, bruh. Fubuki and Genos are the exact same power level. Which one would you rather have on your team? Based on their mentality and their personality and stuff like that, what they bring to the table.
I think I'd rather have Fubuki. I'd rather have Fubuki because she seems like more of the typical leader type, where she's going to inspire the troops and everything. And she also has more utility in her abilities because, as we can see, like just having telekinesis and psychokinesis and telepathy and all that, like that goes far, but it's even further, like I'm not sure what the word I would use for it, but it's a lot more to her abilities than even that, because she's able to like empower other niggas, so she can give supplementary boost to people. So I mean, with all that in mind, and then on top of this, and it's gonna sound kind of goofy, especially coming from me, but like she got big old titties and a big old butt, so niggas is naturally just gonna be influenced and want to fight for her.
The thing is, Steve-O's not lying, but I'm mad that he said that. He's not lying though.
Like if you read Kingdom, that's literally the entire motivation behind Yotoma's army.
That is exactly what I was thinking about, Steve-O. Like no joke, I was thinking about Yotoma, like getting in the nether regions.
Yo niggas, an army of simps is what that is, bro. An army of simps.
No.
Okay. If they get the job done, they get the job done. It's fine. Let them do it.
Grimm, if you're in an army, not to say nothing but dudes, but majority of dudes, and you have Fubuki at the helm leading you, that big ass wagon, your morale is going to boost like automatically.
Bro, what's the name of Yotoma's main lieutenant? Like Boji or Baggio. Has he hit?
Maybe. I don't know.
Exactly, bro. The only female commander that's out there hitting is the super big titty bitch that works for Chin, I think it is.
Karin?
Yes, Karin. That's the only one who's out there fucking soldiers. The only one whose body may be inspiring anybody because she's sensual with it. She's actually like using that as something. But Fubuki don't be doing that shit, bro. Like,
but Yotomo don't have to do that.
You know what's
you just gotta tease them. That's it.
Nigga said she don't be teasing. Who does she be teasing, bro? The only nigga Fubuki's ever teased is Bomb.
Like that,
that's the only nigga.
Tease them.
Grimm, you know what's crazy? In the official translation, her like official title is the super big T bitch. That's like what they call her. It's crazy, man. Like, I didn't know I should read the translations on that.
The super big titty bitch.
It's crazy. That's like her. It's like her honorary, like, you know, It's crazy.
But all I'm saying, bro, is that like there's never been any sporting occasion or anything like that to where like the fact that a woman was attractive made me play better for like that is not. I don't even like. That's always a distraction. Like when you see a bad bitch when you're playing, it's like, oh, hey, like it ain't no like, oh yeah, let me play harder. Like no, it's like let me send that blood somewhere else. Come over here, type shit. Like,
That's just the natural dichotomy between men and women. It's like you think if you show yourself to be the most manly, then the woman is going to want you. That's just natural instinct. Look at the animals. Look at what they do. The walrus with the biggest penis, he be the one that lead the pack. He the alpha.
Facts, no doubt, bro. So that's how you get the best female. You got to be at the top of the hierarchy. I get that.
Exactly.
I'm just saying that like that is not the motivation. That's not the same thing. Like being at the top of the hierarchy is not to get the girl. You guys are telling me that like because she's the sexiest, she'll make those guys fight for her harder. Not that like she's gonna get with them or like because they have an expectation of getting with her. Like there is no expectation of getting with her. She's the commander. Like she's the commander. She chooses. Like I just don't get that. Like I would never assume that I had a chance to get with the female leader, even if she was beautiful and attractive, and it would just be a distraction to like maybe you would want to fight to protect her more because like she's beautiful or some shit like that. But like I don't see it as motivation to fight harder, bro. Maybe the only way is how Steve was saying that like you know that you can court her, but you have to be like the alpha, and the alpha means beating everybody in the current scenario, which is war. So sure. But like, nah, I ain't with that like sexuality like leads armies. Like I don't think so.
It's happened all throughout history.
Maybe
I feel it.
y'all niggas is top tier simps, bro. In the Fubuki simp army, bro. Y'all niggas 5,000 simp commanders out there.
That's fine. At least we're not the commander for the Lily Simp army, mate. It's fine.
Lily. Oh no. What is Lily up to? What is she doing? Oh,
Going to school like every other girl her age. It's fine.
taking online classes.
Oh shit! This is the part that blew me, bro. Look at this sequence here. You see, I am amazed. Bang, stare. Bro, he literally says, I'm amazed. Bomb staring intensely. Bang, staring intensely. Gino staring intensely. And then you got Fubuki with her titties perched up. Knocked out, laid out, bro. Like, if you look at the size of Fubuki, literally 46% of her is her breast in this picture, bro. You can't tell me they're not just, oh, shit, bro. Like, the breasts are obscuring her face, bro. Like what is a pervert?
What I want to know is how'd you get the 46%? Did you like measure it? Or?
I mean, you know, look, but underneath the titties is like about from the top of the titty to like the eyebrows. So that means that like the arm and above the eyebrows is got to be a smaller percentage than the rest of it. So that's probably like a good like 15 to 25%, maybe. So you got 75% for the rest of it, you know, because the below the titty or including the titty shadow, like where the nipples and the shadow downward, and then above it where it's light all the way to her eyebrows, that's about the same size. So yeah, bro, I say that's like 75% of it, 25.
That is the deepest detail you've gone in on this podcast.
I tuned out.
That is like the way that was genuine. That sounded professional.
I gotta give Grimm credit for that at least, because I could not keep going with that on the spot.
Dude, titties, bro.
But no. Okay, so like with that,
just to go back for a second, what do you mean about like sexuality doesn't motivate people? Just to go back.
Oh yeah, this man went full.
All right. All right. So that covers 143. The next chapter that we'll be hopping into is chapter 144. Oh, what's up, Madra?
Sure.
I think he'll unmute later on. Is 144, or what can be considered part 2 of 143. This would help cover like the shortness of the previous chapter, even though there was a cover page. Before we get into it though, you guys make sure to remember to like and subscribe. Anytime you like the video, it helps the channel be shown to more people. This is why we're being stifled right now. I don't want to say a few certain key words because of things that happen if you say certain words or do certain things. Other things won't happen, like your videos won't be shown and you won't get as many impressions. I don't know if you've noticed that. We've been at like 1750 or 1730, 40 for like months now. That's not normal. It never has been normal, and it hasn't been happening on the channel. So if you want to help us grow and spread out, all you have to do is like the video, maybe take the link and post it on Reddit, whatever you got to do to help us grow, and subscribe if you want to join and catch more reactions, podcasts, and reviews for One Punch Man. Now, the greatness, the good part, the fire bit. So I guess that kind of actually does confirm that it is part 3 or part 2 of 143, right? Because of this panel right here. You see Gina's banging bomb alarmed with a light shining behind them. It's almost in like direct sequence with the previous one.
Yep.
When I saw the light above banging bomb, I didn't know what it was. I had zero belief or zero suspicions that it was Homeless Emperor just about to do that thing to niggas with great force and great ferocity, great speed and great numbers. But that's exactly what it came out to be. Bang even called it an aurora, like the aurora lights. He confused it for like that's how crazy it is. Put that into your head. Bang looked up and thought he was seeing the aurora lights when Homeless Emperor was going after Tatsumaki. Like, like if Homeless stock didn't jump up at least 10 points because of this like sequence here, then nothing will, bruh. Nothing will. Well, what are your opinions on Homeless Emperor's Aurora?
So Homeless Emperor has like, it's funny too because like it's not like he himself did like much in terms of like his dialogue or whatever. Like I'm talking about character. Like he didn't like have any revelation about any or anything in his character that made me go like, okay, it's something different. But man, like just seeing him do his thing with the maestro work, the conductor shit, with the moves. I was like, yo, I've said before that Rover is my favorite cadre, but I think I got to switch to Homeless Emperor, man. He's too clean. He's just too clean.
He's crazy. Like we had no idea this was what he was capable of. Like you look at those first couple chapters, like, okay, maybe he can control like 5, 10 energy balls at a time, and then last time was like, oh, okay, so because you massive energy balls, and then this, like countless. And fair play to Tats for like avoiding it the whole time. That's a feat on its own, I think, to be honest. But still, to create that much, like as far as we know, and as far as like anyone's witnessed, it's like actually limitless energy this man could control. It's crazy.
Steve-O?
The question is how we feel about this Aurora, right?
Yeah. And if you see on the screen, so you can refer to what we're talking about.
Oh, let me pause this game real quick. Let me see. Check it out real quick. Oh yeah. Well, I've always been high on Homeless Emperor, and then this just goes to solidify exactly just how powerful he really is, because to get this sort of reaction from Bang and Bomb when he really just flexing is pretty insane. I mean, I expected for him to do some big stuff, but this is like, it's pretty crazy. but it still feel like he barely scraping the surface though. So I guess still remains to be seen exactly how crazy he'll get.
One of the better spreads of the chapter, quote saying, "Man, that limitless energy is ridiculous." I know you pointed it out a little bit earlier, Matt, but let me just ask it outright. I guess we can call it a symphony instead of an aurora, but was or could Homeless Emperor do that thing to Tatsumaki right now?
Right now?
Was he gonna do that thing to Tatsumaki?
Do you mean if they fight now, or if they fight when she's like at 100?
No, like right now in this situation right now, like not only like thinking or referring to the symphony just now, and referring to what we just saw. Homeless Emperor versus Tatsumaki.
Homeless? Yeah. Like, I mean, she dodged it, and she's, from what you see on Homeless here, right? Like, he can be tricked. Like, apart from the abilities, apart from like the supernatural energy, like he's human. Like, he can be tricked. Like, he can be caught off guard with things like that, and there's a certain arrogance to him with all that power. But still, I think with that much power and the state Tatsumaki's in, it would just be eventually a time where she would run out of stamina to keep going. I think if it was just, especially if it is limitless energy in air quotes, like he could just keep going, and she's running on fumes at this point.
I do feel like the fact that we keep harping about the peculiarity of the energy. Like a long time ago, I made a big deal about how Zombie Man was talking or mentioning about how his power is weird, and like it didn't necessarily turn out to be the case that Homeless Emperor's weird power was like eroding Zombie Man's ability. It's just the more damage you do to Zombie Man, the slower he regenerates. But it was still a comment that Zombie Man made, that his power is weird and peculiar. Is this gonna be like a plot point because it's being brought up or pointed out so much? Like, not only did Zombie notice it, but Black Sperm has identified what the peculiarity is. Is this like from Earth? Is this energy from Earth? Is that why it seems like to be limitless? Especially with the themes of like saving the Earth and Mother Earth and that whole thing, destroying humanity to protect the Earth that God's been implementing in multiple people. Is this that? Is that why it's limitless, in your opinion?
Yes. I think it's a safe assumption to make just on Homeless Emperor's backstory and what other characters have said about it. And also what we seen from Vaccine Man early in the series. It doesn't seem like the power just comes within himself. It's just he utilizes the Earth, the energy on Earth, and because of that, it seems to have like no limit. So probably even if he's like injured, battered, tired, whatever, he'll probably be able to use his power to its full extent, as long as the Earth is still standing, until he's dead or something like that. So it's a different power from what we see of Tatsumaki and Fubuki, the Esper power, to where a lot of times we see, we'll see their veins, we'll see them straining themselves. With Homeless Emperor, he's just doing this shit casually, pretty much. It's not really an indication of like how easy it is. It's just that it literally is just limitless because of the source of power.
It low-key reminds me of at least in that one panel of Byakuya's Senbon Sakura.
Senbon Sakura.
Same thing I thought.
Like it's the part that blows me, bro, is that like even in this panel here, every single little circular shape that you see is an orb, and we saw what those orbs did like in that room with Zombie. Like and then even if we scroll down a little bit further, when we see the culmination of all that, like the culmination of like all the explosions, the beautiful, it's like a star in the sky, bro. Like,
Yep.
imagine being at the center of that.
You probably wouldn't make it out that motherfucker alive.
I'm Tatsumaki.
I could give it a try.
I'm built different, Matt.
I'm built different.
We've seen over. Steve, do you want to make a comment about it?
I think it's beautiful, man. I think it's beautiful. Homeless Emperor, I think, is my favorite Kadri. And this just reinforces why I feel that way.
Madra?
He's been here for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
you've
might
been for like
just be
45
listening.
minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if he decides to speak,
Yo, I am here. I am here. I'm actually here, but I'm playing a video game with some friends. That's why I wasn't talking.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Do your thing, bro.
What's up, Madara?
Yo, what's good? Steve-O was good.
Chill.
Homeless is very impressive in this whole arc right now. I think he is one of the most impressive guys there, and those in the top 5 of the monster. Well, I'm not gonna say he's the top 5 of the monsterverse. Wait. Do y'all think he's stronger than what Orochi was? Homeless Emperor.
Well, I kind of wanted to bring up that question next because
Okay. All right. Okay.
so we've seen Goketsu, we've seen Elder Centipede, we've seen Overgrown Rover, we've seen Vaccine Man, we've seen Carnage Kabuto. Is this attack from Homeless Emperor the most lethal attack we've seen from a dragon?
You asking if this is the most impressive attack from a dragon?
I don't know which word to use. Like strongest, most impressive, most lethal. I don't know which word to describe it because there's a bunch of different things that these guys do.
I
Like
think that's fair because I can't think of anything that compares in terms of the scale, the potency.
I do.
Because like you can.
Well, so I mentioned Goketsu that his strongest thing is that I think no, it's not. I think it's the stadium, the punch, right? That like broke the stadium and it cleared some clouds, right?
Yeah, that's kind of like the close. Like the stadium punch outside was Saitama.
I don't even
But
remember
like
him doing that.
his punch like cleared the stadium, and I think it cleared a few buildings like where it was.
Okay, behind it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Then we have Elder Centipedes. I think I have the picture somewhere, but it's gonna take a while to pull it up. But it was things like Centipede Tidal Wave or something, or Centi Tidal Wave. He like it was like 50 city blocks, like just by him spinning around and going crazy inside of a city.
Yeah.
It was incredible. He was destroying skyscrapers, knocking over anything and everything in the way. Like, that would compare in terms of scale. And I guess that big attack that Rover did, whenever Rover was fighting the Nufubuki group under that cavern, little half-eaten apple-looking cavern was hollowed out. The walls were all like they looked like honeycomb. He hit the centerpiece, and like the explosion of the ball was ginormous. Like it dwarfed any ball that we've seen from Rover before. That was single-handedly the strongest attack we've seen, and it was tremendous. It shook. I think we got some reactions from the attack. I'm not sure if we did, but it was large. I don't know if those are more than this.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I was kind of like hesitant on it. I'm not sure it's like the most impressive, but it's up there for sure. Like just the speed at which these things can. It's also just the fact that he just overwhelmed you. Just like it reminds me of Rover. Like it's just so many. It's like you have no time to breathe with that power at all. Like you have to be like Like Tatsumaki is one of the few people who can evade this attack.
Yeah, with ease. Anyway, I mean, she just did the same trick she did when she went against Sai or Orochi when she switched with the bricks. She did the same thing this time. So it's definitely up there with the most impressive. I'd say out of the ones you named, I would say it's the most impressive one for sure. He filled up the whole night sky with it. Like it looked like a star. Like that's pretty impressive.
That boy had a Genki Dama.
I posted the Okay, there's the Goketsu punch. And here is the Senti tidal wave.
No, I'm laughing at his server for Buki beating Goketsu. What's going on?
Nah, she gonna body that nigga.
Lucky.
Gonna put them cheeks on.
She
I don't
what?
know what to do. You heard me.
All right, that's how she beats Goketsu. You heard it here first. Like I said, it's up there. I just don't know. I don't know.
For sure. All right, then till I find the next one, then let's just keep pushing them. So coincidentally, in the chapter, Black Sperm schemes to himself as he notices that homeless emperor is walking up rubble, like not even flying or hopping up over it. Like he's literally struggling to walk up it. He says verbatim, "This guy, his body's just that of a normal human, ain't it? If that's the case, I bet eventually I can find an opening and get him from behind." Now in this chapter, Bang deflects Fuhrer Ugly's face caving punch, and it does that thing to Gums. Like Gums is pissed. And then we see the result. Gums literally swallows Fuhrer Ugly and douses him in his exceptionally corrosive, fast-acting digestive fluids. Is this survival of the fittest? Like, is this the first instance? And is it too wild? Like, is it too much? Did you not expect them to like literally try to kill each other? Like what is the declaration of survival of the fittest? That no teamwork will be had. What are your opinions on it so far for the candidates?
I expect it from Black Sperm. I ain't gonna lie. I made it my thumbnail just him smirking like a little, yo, I'm gonna catch a lacking, boy. He just looking at him he like, oh, that's food. Like I'm gonna get your ass. Like it just made me laugh. He was looking at him like, oh, you struggle to get up that, boy. Okay, you got a lot of fancy things, huh? But as soon as you let your guard down, it's over. That's how I looked at it. So I was mad at it. I know it's like the cliche thing of like, when we deal with villains and monsters, that their teamwork is going to be their downfall. Like
exactly.
That's a tropey thing. But when it comes to specifically with Black Sperm, I have no issue with it because I feel like even if he were to do something like that, like the way Black Sperm has been hyped up, he could probably overcome it. Not even gonna lie. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He could overcome that disadvantage.
So is Gums like dead to y'all, or do y'all think he's gonna come back?
I think that boy did.
Bro, is that a spoiler, bro?
No, I'm asking.
No, he just asked a question. No, man. You
haven't read to this part yet?
No, like that's what's up. Like I just read the last chapter when what's the name? Tore him apart. You're ugly when he.
No, I meant webcomic rise.
Huh?
I meant webcomic wise.
Webcomic? No, I'm not even past this whole thing in the webcomic. On webcomic, I'm only at
Mother, fuck the webcomic, bitch. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, viewers. I was playing. I didn't mean that.
okay. Yeah, nah, on the webcomic,
Yeah,
I'm
we're
at
gonna
the
watch
last
this, man.
part. That's pretty much it.
I don't want to get lynched. Okay. So that's a fair question then. No.
No? Okay.
I don't know how he. I don't know, man. That guy was tough. Like,
Yeah.
like he
was giving Pig God the blues.
yeah. And then Bang like just shot right through him, and he was still about it. Like, he ate Fear after Bang like, and didn't like Genos like blow his shit or some shit like that.
Yeah, he did. He shot him from the inside out. He incinerated him.
Then bit his ass. No, yeah, that was that before he bit him first, and then Genos incinerated him, right? Or
So basically, Bang punched him first. Bang punched out Tank Top Master, and then Genos came right up behind Bang and incinerated him. And then Führer Ugly tried to do Dignity Caving Punch, and then that's when Bang shifted it again.
okay, and then Genos blew him.
No, Genos blew him. So remember, Führer Ugly used a space caving punch, right? Bang deflects that, and it hits Führer in the face.
Okay.
So I believe that's after they got Tank Top out already, right? Because remember, the first thing Bang did is ran up and punched Gums, right?
Yep.
Yeah. That's the first thing he did, and then he starts fighting Führer Ugly.
Mm-hmm.
Or really makes Führer beat himself up, really. I wouldn't even call it a fight.
Damn, bro, my boy's getting punished, right? Damn.
Punishing him.
Wait till we get to that, man. Wait till we get to that.
All right, so them cheeks. Oh my.
I seen you lingering on that page.
You start to scroll down, and you suddenly scroll back up.
I see you and King of Lightning belong to the same ilk.
Listen, bro. I ain't never hated Tatsumaki. She's always
You know
like,
what? You know what's funny though about your server specifically? I done seen before this arc, not war in the middle of this arc, like towards where we before we got like the monster or the cadres like not official introductions, but like when they're fighting all the heroes, everybody had their matchups. A lot of people did not like Tatsumaki. Anytime you would try to stand her, you would get called a lolicon. It would get you out of there. And now everybody done changed their tune. When people drop Tatsumaki pits, I see the drooling emojis get on there. I'll be like, bro, wait, what? Y'all was not like this before.
bruh, the hate for Tatsumaki is still strong, bro. Like, there's a we almost got a whole group of Tatsumaki simps, and they made a whole command for him, bro. Like, hold on, let me drop the command right now, bro. Like, looking for the people, bro. Like, they got every single panel with Tatsumaki out there just thrashed, bro, bleeding, knocked out, getting that thing done to her, bro. They still hate her out here. Literally every panel where she's like just bleeding out, just feeling the pain, bro, just getting worked, bro. He said, "Not kidding." Is the whip coming?
Yeah, they're reaching out to the choppers.
No, but before we get to the serious part, like, we like them cheeks, bro, like. Like, for real, like, is Tatsumaki not number 2? Like, what are the lists? Let's update the list, brother. We top 5.
I told you the list. It's Fubuki number 1, that's obvious. Number 2 is Psychos. Psychos go crazy. Number 3, now that's just when it starts to get dicey. I think my number 3
What dice it up?
was Tank Top Girl. I think.
Oh,
Tank Top Girl?
Yeah, Tank Top Girl.
You're tripping.
interesting.
When have we seen an ass from Tank Top Girl?
I mean, she's never had a chance to show it.
Well, okay, bro.
She has a tank top. It's there.
Bro, in Psychos' first chance, bro, she was ass up, bro. Titty, but bent over, bro, like, oh my, she's gonna grab me, bro, just perched up. You could see the cheeks, bro. It was a whole mountain, bro. You looked up like, oh, Mount Rushmore. No, that's Psychos' cheeks. Like,
that is why she's second.
How are you saying they look like old men?
What?
No.
That's your response?
Right. What?
what the other?
What?
What's that? All right.
It was Tebow.
No. I'm sorry. We're not. Hang on. You're gonna have to explain yourself there, because a slurp is not a response.
Listen, bro. I'm just saying is that, like, if Tatsumaki and a bunch of other girls came up, Tatsumaki would be one of the ones that I would check off as, like, damn, she's gonna be in the final decision, regardless of who I pick, bro. Like, top, bruh. And then when you get to her personality, bro, tell me that Tatsumaki's personality would not be, to a degree, exceptional to be in a relationship with. Like, yeah, she's like dismissive of certain things. Yes, she's like, she doesn't care about a lot of BS, but like that means she's not gonna nag you over nothing. And whenever there's something that she's got to take care of, she's headstrong on that shit, bro. Don't nobody do it better, bro. You gotta find top niggas in the whole verse to do it like Tatsumaki does it, bro. Whenever she gets on the case, bro. Even when she told there's currently a threat out for second guard in the association. She told him, "Hey, my sister not gonna fight," and her sister fought. So that's a standing order right there, but we're gonna see what the reaction is or what the repercussions are for what Tatsumaki says when it doesn't get done. I think she's like the full package. Besides this, like, psychological issues that she has to get through from her past experience and trauma with Blast and what people did to her. But besides that, bro, like, she's literally like I say she's number 2.
This nigga likes yanderes. First,
You are what? Bro, what is that, bro?
Yanderes. It's the girls that want to like kill you, like eventually try to kill you.
What the
Tatsumaki is like, no, like there's some good things about her personality, but relationship wise, like, and I'm a Tatsumaki fan. I don't know how she would be in a relationship. I feel like, but I don't feel like it would be pleasant a lot of the times. I ain't gonna lie. But no, Tatsumaki is my 4th.
Bro, she just proved she can be emotionally aware. She just proved that with her declaration here in this chapter. That shows that, like, if y'all were to get into a big argument, or like where if she really liked you and she thought that y'all were about to break up, she would like try to fix it or whatever. She's not gonna throw the relationship away. You gotta deal with like the whole like whatever she thinks is important is important. Like, and she doesn't really like. How do you tell me what the problem is with her not caring about almost anything? Like, what does Tatsumaki care about, bro?
Because she wouldn't care about me in a relationship. That's why.
And then she's also very possessive, as we've shown with Fubuki. Like, her love is jaded, or not jaded. That's not the word. It's twisted, in a way that, like, she loves Fubuki. We all acknowledge that, but the way she expresses it is not in the most affectionate way.
What, you want to cheat, bitch? Is that why you want to cheat and not get caught?
No.
That's what it is, bro. He's like, look, bro, she gonna let me cheat. That's what he's saying, bro.
That is not what I said. Not even close. I'm just saying, if you're expecting a normal relationship with Tatsumaki, that's not what you're going to get. That's not what you're going to get.
You're right, bro. She gonna give you, bro. She can give you a hand job while she's fighting a monster, bro. Bro, you can be sitting there,
normal?
Bro. You can be at work, bro. Listen, bro. You sitting there at work, right? Your boss just gave you a whole stack of contracts that you gotta verify and look through, so that the company can make a whole two mil, bro. You out there verifying big contracts, bro. You that type of nigga, bro. Bro, there's like 500 of them. You tired as hell, bro. Is she out there fighting a monster in a different city, bro? You want to take a quick break, bro. You know, you need a quick 5-10 minute relaxer so you can get your energy back up. Wouldn't it be badass if while your girl's out there fighting a dragon, She's using her right hand to crush that nigga's windpipe, and using her left hand to twist up your pipe. Like,
No, she almost certainly mixed that up.
no.
That is true.
Okay, okay. I will level with you. I understand the advantages the Esper powers can have in your sex life, okay? But
But we want to date, bro. Instead of her just be like, "Where you want to go?" She can read your mind, bro. She can telepathically. You could talk to her, bro. She can be like, "Oh, what do you want to eat?" She can just tell you, bro. Whatever feeling she's feeling of where she wants to eat, bro, she'll send it to your mind telepathically. You don't gotta sit there and be like asking, "You want to go there? You want to go here? You want to?" Bro, come on, bro. The ease of communication, bro. That's all it's about, communication, bro.
Here's the problem with that, Grimm. She has mental blockers. And the thing with women, they don't want you to know. That's the problem. So she not gonna tell you what she wants to eat through her mind.
Bro, you don't know Tatsumaki, bro. What if she really wants you to know, bro? And she just don't feel like telling you, bro?
The women try to make things difficult.
Nah, bro. You just be difficult,
This is
nigga.
true. This is true. Women do try to make things difficult for no reason.
Listen, bro. All I'm saying is that Sasuke's about to lay out reasons as to why he's gay. So remember that when he explains.
what? Why am I being targeted? I told you Tatsumaki is still on my top 5. She's just not number 2. I told you Psycho. Like, come on, man. Like, we got at least knowledge Psychos. Come on.
I mean, like, it would be horrible to be in a relationship with Psychos. Like, unimaginably horrible.
How you know?
Bro, like, she gonna, like, make a drink and then, like, drug me. Like, you see what she got, like, elixirs and shit in every other bottle, bro. You think it's salt? Nah, bro, that's, like, some cyanide poison or something like that, bro. The gallon of green shit in the fridge, that's not Kool-Aid. That's, like, Orochigu or something like that, bro. That's Grimm juice. She got a whole vial of Grimm juice and shit like that, bro. Like, she wild, bro. I have to mention, like, her cynical...
Grimm juice.
Bro.
Why'd you call it Grimm juice?
Bro.
I need you to understand, like, that people listening to this do not understand the depths of your psyche.
What does that mean, bro? What are you trying to imply, bro?
I need for you to elaborate to the audience exactly where that's coming from, deep within you.
Whoa, what? The story of Grimm juice.
What is... Wait.
I want to let everybody know the origin. This all started because of the picture.
Oh shit!
Tatsumaki's cheek. This is where this all started from. This turned into some. I don't know what happened.
The good cheeks.
This is this might be the longest tangent we've gone on. We've been doing it for a couple of years now. Can we? Okay. Fubuki and Tatsumaki see each other, and Tatsumaki's really mad. Let's carry on.
Oh, yeah. All right, man. Let's keep pushing. All right. All right. So, I mean, we pretty much already talked about this before. This was Murata displaying, at least in a much more clear method, the difference or the relationship between these two characters, not only as sisters but as like literal characters. Tatsumaki is one extreme, Fubuki is another. What are your, like, what's next after this? Like, by them declaring this and like by Tatsumaki like literally saying you've gotten stronger, Fubuki, like, is that fixing the problem? Like, is that plotline now done? Like, what's next? Like, does Tatsumaki now know that, like, Fubuki's gonna be there to try and help her? That, like, she can start to shade away from her extreme of being dependent on herself in every situation to the upteenth degree? Because we already seen somewhat of a push away from that with Genos, right? Genos came in and was exceptionally effective. Like, he came in and saved her and then continued to be an asset in the combat. And then she even grabbed him in the air, saved him, and was like basically acknowledging the situation or whatever. So that's like, to me, the first step of where she's coming away from that plot point, coming away from the extreme of being isolated. Is this one just another step that in that way? Like, is her big plot point of leaving isolationism bigger than just the connection with Tatsumaki or with Fubuki? Like, did Fubuki like barely change her viewpoint? Like, she says, but I can't go on thinking that anyone will come and save me. You've grown to be a great hero. Then all the more. I'll have to be a good example. Like, as badass as that sounds, she just reassured that, like, I have to be an example for you. Like, I got to be strong or whatever. So, like, what do we... That's really what I'm asking. Like, what's next after this? Is this supposed to be, like, done now? Like...
No.
No.
Not at all. Like, there's going to be a lot to that. And it's going to be a lot to it because that may be, like, the big thing that goes with Tatsumaki's character, being able to trust other people enough to rely upon them. Because Blast's words are deeply engraved into her psyche. And she lives by these words to a fault, to where she takes them literally. And because of that, she has made herself the end all be all. If things get out of hand and she can't handle it, that's it. She's not gonna have a backup plan. She's not gonna ask for support or anything like that. Now, the seeds have been planted for her character to grow after this, but it's not going to happen in the immediate aftermath after this arc. But like I said, the seeds are planted. Like you said, Geno saving her, Fubuki showing her strength. She'll probably show more of that later on in the series. But I think the big thing that has to happen with Tatsumaki is her reflecting on all of this, because it's happening in the middle, like in the heat of the battle, and she's saying what she's saying. She's saying that, like, Fubuki, you got stronger, and acknowledging Genos' presence and whatnot. But she has to, like, sit down and think about what actually transpired in this arc, and actually think to herself, like, would I still be here if it were not for Genos? If it, like, and also Fubuki too, because Fubuki indirectly saved her. Obviously, Tatsumaki isn't like conscious of it, but Fubuki indirectly saved her by helping Bang out and helping Genos out, because they were the people to combat Fear Ugly and Gums, who, you know, they were about to do that thing to Tatsumaki. So I think she just has to reflect on all of the things that happened. Why are you laughing?
He's gonna do that thing to her good.
He was gonna say them panties.
Oh, man. She doesn't wear panties.
Oh, he was gonna do more than see them things.
Yeah, Fear Ugly doesn't look like the type of person to stop in his vices. It looks like he'll go all the way, and I don't want to see that. So I'm glad he did not get the chance to do that. But yeah, I feel like with Tatsumaki and what happened in this chapter specifically, it's not done. There's a lot more to it. I don't know what it's going to take for Tatsumaki to fully change, but it's not what happened with Fubuki and Genos that's going to it's not going to do it. Like you said, she pretty much heard what Fubuki said, and she was like, yeah, I hear you. I'm still doing my own shit though. That's pretty much it.
All right, so serious point here. It's not often that we get development for Saitama. Maybe it's not development, maybe it's not growth. It's just things that he does, describing the character. Many people will tell you that Saitama is a parody character, that there is no relevance, that it's just a joke. That is a complete misunderstanding. The draw of One Punch Man is that first tie-in. It does seem like that he's just a gag character, but when you continue to read, everything about the story completely shatters that in its entirety. And I suppose this is one's way of approaching the question of what happens when you're too strong. The great Superman dilemma. So in this instance, The development that we get for Saitama is an example of his teaching that Genos at least remembers or recalls. So, verbatim, it says, Sensei showed respect to the souls who fought and risked their lives regardless of the capability. This is how it must be. Right, Sensei? This is what he said once he told Fubuki and Bane that he would be going to back up Tatsumaki. And as long as he didn't use his full power, he'll still be capable of fighting just fine. He won't endanger himself. This describes Saitama. This adds to his character. We know that the biggest, or the plot line for Saitama so far, is held up at the point where he had a conversation with King. Where King told him that you may have reached the pinnacle of strength, but that does not mean that you're the best hero. And there are multiple other factors that you have not reached the pinnacle of, that you can still work on, that you must improve. And that, oddly enough, was effective and true for Saitama. And that's where we're heading forward in his plotline. I believe that this is in addition to that. This is showing us the teachings, or at least the first stone, in my opinion, for the end of the story, for us, that will allow us to make the statement that Saitama is the best teacher, that Saitama was the best sensei, was a good sensei. The joke, the entire storyline has been that, why do you want me to be your teacher when you're a cyborg? I got this strong by doing push-ups. You physically can't amplify your body. You need upgrades. You're limited by your hardware. But he's still continuously and adamantly after this individual. Follows him day in and day out. Devoted literally his entire life to Saitama's teachings. So, I guess I'm presenting the question to you guys. Is Saitama a good sensei?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, he tells his student to, hard work, even though, I mean, it's played off as a gag, right? It's played off that Saitama says, I only did 100 push-ups and a 100-meter dash, and that's how he got this strong. It's like, no, nigga, you broke your limiter. But, as far as teaching Genos, he still does give him good advice. He still does give him good, direction. At times, he never just flat out doesn't do anything for him, even when he's mad at him. In a few of those scenes, this guy's driving so wild. But even in a few of those scenes, he's still serious about it. He doesn't. Even though he thinks he's trying to get away from actually being a sensei, with the direction he gives him, sometimes it still works out for Genos, and the way that it's intended to. So I think by that metric alone, he is a good teacher.
Yeah, he's obviously not like your standard one where he actually tells them. Like, it's his actions that are what really stand out. We see this, like, obviously we know Genos was there watching when everything was going with deep seeking, but this is how he took that information, and he's been there for like a couple of Saitama's big moments, like when the meteor came down and everyone was, I think that was just anime only, but when like everyone was going after him, telling to give up being a hero, and he tells them all to shut up, I'm doing a hero because I want to be, There's a lot of moments where these big moments for Saitama, Genos is there, and that's what he does. He learns from what Saitama does. It's a different way to be a sensei, but it's still very effective.
I feel like Saitama is a really good mentor because I don't think he goes the typical way of like raising his students, because he doesn't even view them as students. He doesn't want this, but it's just like his natural disposition and his personality. It just leads him to being a person who can motivate and actually drive a person to be better than what they are. And I say those are good qualities of a sensei. And the fact that he doesn't even acknowledge the relationship that way, and he still manages to do it, I think that speaks to just him naturally being not only a good teacher, but a good leader.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because it was the Moomin Rider scene in the Deep Sea King fight, and how, to Steve-O's point, it did show him as a mentor, because even though he could have just went on and took credit for beating him up, he like played it off and like, oh no, these guys softened him up for me, and I just basically came in and cleaned up, you know. But that right there does show him as a good quality mentor at the same time as a sensei.
Yeah.
The other point that I wanted to ask about the scenario here, it's kind of weird. I've been pushing the narrative that Genos, Bang, and Bomb have accepted the concept of the new Fubuki group because of this instance here. But Genos clearly points out, as we just read, that he's doing this because Sensei said this is how it must be done. He showed him that. He didn't have to speak it. He didn't have to talk. It's just the example that he showed. So, is the new Fubuki group a growing concept, in your opinion, from like reading this chapter, reading the flow of the chapter, and thinking about the flow of the storyline so far involving that? Like seeing them together, seeing them fight together, seeing Fubuki take charge to save the group, giving them boosted up capabilities to take on Rover and pacify him, like them acknowledging her or whatever. Like, is the new Fubuki group a growing concept, or are we still just thinking wishfully?
It's a growing concept. I don't know if it's going to come into fruition into where you have everybody like acknowledge Fubuki as the leader and they're actually like working as a unit. Like that, I think that would need a lot of work towards it, especially to someone like Genos, who is like very if you're not Saitama, he's not going to take orders. Like we seen in the chat in this chapter too. Like if you're not Saitama, he's going to be very opposed to listening to what you have to say. So I think the concept is growing still. I don't think it's just a joke that is just thrown around because people are starting to acknowledge Fubuki and she's starting to be more confident in herself. So it's growing.
Steve-O?
I'm sorry, what was it?
Do you believe in the new Fubuki group?
I mean, it seems like the characters themselves are believing in it. So,
you sure?
Not.
He literally said, Demon Cyborg is a disciple of Cape Baldi. Saitama. Understood?
Yeah, but niggas just be standoffish and trying to go against the grain like that. You know what it is.
Bruh, so even when a nigga literally say it, bruh, it don't mean nothing.
I wouldn't say it don't mean nothing, but I think that's just to accentuate the type of character that he is. Like, I think he's definitely there for like, I don't know if you ever read Hitman Reborn, but it'd be like he's like the Hibari of this thing.
That sounds racist.
What? What?
Madra?
But yeah, he's like he's aloof, He's there, but he's not there.
Oh, as far as the Blizzard group,
Yeah.
now that I do view as a gag, simply because nobody, nobody in the group of Saitama takes her like serious, like no one believes that she's their like group leader now. Did she strengthen, Bang and Bomb to go against Rover? Yeah, but that's because they were still tired from putting that beat down on what's his name, on Elder Centipede. So they hadn't fully, regrouped yet. But as far as taking them serious, no, I don't think so. Not at all.
All right. Let's move on to the next plot point that may be interesting. So, there's a lot of hate a lot of hate in Discord for niggas with swords that are strong. And there's a lot of suck, a lot of deep suck, a lot of throat suck, a lot of suck for niggas who are flashy. Now, we have to reevaluate this suck and hopefully reduce, and maybe even extinguish the suck for the flashy, and maybe begin to compile a coalition of those who will grow and suck for strong niggas with swords. Because we now are going to be presented with 4 additional strong niggas with swords who need sucking. And I think those who are sucking flashy will serve themselves much better if they were sucking these niggas with swords. These strong niggas with swords. Now,
Yeah, but Flashy beat 2 dragons at the same time, so how's he not strong?
Atomic beat hundreds of dragons! Hundreds!
But
Hundreds of dragons?
Blacksburg didn't lose, so he technically didn't.
Atomic ain't lose? That nigga just bodied. Oh, Saruchi, what are we talking about?
So it was NA then. So
Hey, listen, bro. All I know is that Atomic Samurai was in a hallway with hundreds of dragons, and he did that thing to hundreds of dragons.
Sperm divides himself. You think each division is a dragon?
but you also don't know if
That's what
like-
Black Sperm said, is that each copy of him is just as strong as the other one.
It has the exact same power as every other one. If Black Sperm were cut in half, and there were 2 hallways, and there were 2 heroes.
That sounds like a no limits
But they
fallacy.
also don't die when they're cut in half. Like he's just making more dragons. That's all he's doing. He's not killing them.
Hey, bro, he's doing that thing to him. How many Black Sperms have you doing that thing to, Matt?
Just today, I seen him kill like 4.
Whoa! Yo, Matt, bro, I didn't know it was. We don't judge, bro. You can do your thing.
What? Yeah, I destroy. It's fine.
Yeah, dealing with Black Sperm.
Yeah, why not?
Okay. You're talking about these swordsmen and whatnot. Grimm, I'm gonna keep it real with you, man. The reason why you get this opposition is because of you.
Yeah.
I did a live reaction to this chapter, and I didn't hear anybody come at me talking about Flashy Flash or talking about how the swordsmen are trash. Why? Because there is a specific agenda that you push and that people push against you.
Agenda? Nani?
It works both ways. People will intentionally downplay Atomic Samurai in your presence, and then you will downplay Flashy Flash.
Whoa.
That's how it works. And then
Downplay? You mean highlight facts, bitch?
and by extension,
Okay,
they will
Mr. No Agenda.
they will go after the other samurai just to trigger you. It's something that I have not experienced until you said that.
Listen, bro. There's a whole lot of flashy suck, all right? And that flashy suck needs to turn into Nietzsche suck, bro. We
A lot of
need.
flashy stuff. Have you seen Flashy?
Whoa, what?
Huh?
What?
I thought somebody was gonna say something. I didn't expect
Yeah, I told y'all boys, bro. It started with Tatsumaki. Now we here.
It started with that. Don't even make no sense. Is Tatsumaki a man?
All right. Oh, I can't date Tatsumaki. I would never.
I did not. All right.
All right, but let's get back. Let's get back to this. All right, so we get introduced to the Sword Council. Previously, we saw Atomic Samurai as part of this group, and additionally, there was another one named Haragiri. I guess this group was formed to for justice. I forgot what the exact description was when they first appeared in the storyline, but these 4 individuals have potential. When they were first introduced, what I do remember is that Nichirin, the most prominent character, it seems, whenever he was talking to Atomic Samurai before Haragiri arrived, Atomic Samurai was describing the issue of the Garou pursuit, the hero hunter issue. and that it may be beneficial to have the assistance or the aid of the Sword Saints. When describing the problem, Nichiren inquired about the strength of the heroes. Atomic Samurai answered by individuals who are comparable to you may be guys like Bang. That was the first and I think only name that Atomic Samurai mentioned whenever Nichiren asked if they were stronger than him. So I personally have hope that Nichiren actually turns out to be a stronger character. Hopefully S-class caliber. I don't really have a gauge besides that, but I would prefer if he was S-class because that would really not only hype up the strength of like the Sword Saint group, which is a bunch of badass samurais, which I personally love to see, but this gives us additional fighters on our side. I don't know why we need this many fighters because we're already outnumbering the cadres, and don't forget we also have the great asset of Metalbat coming, which is this is the second individual who has a grudge for Garou, and that's the other individual who should be coming into this fight. I'm not saying that I think Garou's gonna show up here in this flurry, but bro, what if Garou show up here, bro? With the contest out there doing that thing to niggas, bro? Fiora's about to get bodied, bro. You got Grimm about to get bodied, bro. You got Sperm just out there coming saving niggas, bro. And then Homeless about to get bodied, and then you got Garou coming through saving their ass, bro. Bro, bro, like nigga, bro. But if we have too many heroes, what is like? Do you really think that Darkshine and Metalbat can't be Garou? Like, what about Darkshine, Metalbat, and Genos? Like, you think they can't be Garou? Like, chill. like Garou finna be needs a big strong with this next one. But like, we just seen Genos fight Sairochi, man. Help out Tatsumaki, man. Like, Darkshine didn't have a scratch on him when he came to the surface. Like, we got them boys out here, bro. Bro, we don't even know if Metalbat's going to grow. If this storyline, or if this universe permits Metalbat to grow stronger, bro. We don't even know if that's a thing. Imagine a Metalbat that's stronger than it was before, and he got fighting spirit, bro. Bro, why do we need more heroes? He has to be strong. That's my opinion, and that's my question to ask you guys. Out of all the information that you have in this storyline, do you think that these four individuals are going to add to the story as like big players, or are this just fodder to add to be killed?
I think they might be. Unfortunately, I do think that they might be used as a way to show how powerful these individuals we're about to go against are.
Yeah.
To an extent, though, because I know Fang didn't like beat him per se, but since he was handling Führer ugly as well as he was, I guess Black Sperm and Homeless Emperor are going to be that much of a problem. Because if it is true that whatever clone Sperm makes is just as powerful as the original, obviously that is going to be an issue, because even though Atomic did get out of the situation relatively fine, he was getting beat up there a moment, but that was because he also didn't understand how Sperm's powers work. But because I don't know if Fang, Genos, Atomic, and Dark Oil Shine is going to be enough for Black Sperm. I'm not sure.
Matt?
Yeah, I don't want to say fodder because I don't. I think, to answer your question, the reason that these heroes, so many heroes, are showing up is just what Madara was saying, was just that more. It's to show how strong the opponents are. And I know Führer Ugly has just been like messed up by Bang, but there are still so many that we haven't seen. Like Evil Natural Waters a hero. Like Mots, we know almost nothing about what his capabilities are. Homeless Emperor, you know, who he's going to go up against. Like, we don't even know how, like, the limits of his power. Same with Black Sperm as well. Like, the reason we've got this many heroes and there's Garou underneath is because that's how many heroes are needed. Ultimately, until Saitama can arrive and Flashy, Blast, possibly Blast, that's the thing. Like, we need these heroes because that's just how powerful the cadres are.
Steve Suzuki.
I was going to say as well, to add on to that, one thing that we haven't really seen in this arc, we've seen it from the heroes where everybody gets their second win, but it hasn't happened on the side of the monsters yet. And a lot of times it doesn't happen because the monsters just get handled before they can. Monsters don't really get the opportunity to take an L on the chin and like grow stronger and really showcase all their power. A lot of the times, they get beat when that happens for the heroes. So I think because of how drawn out this arc is specifically, we might see that to where these heroes are, they've had their second burst and whatnot, and they've fend off against the monsters, and eventually they get their second burst. And because of the heroes already, experiencing that second wind, they're at the disadvantage, because if it happens for the monsters as well, then even if they're outnumbered, it may end up bad for them. I do think, like, when it comes to everybody who showed up, I think Nichirin is going to be. I think he's going to be really strong. The other guys, though, they may get bodied. I ain't gonna lie.
All right. So, Steve.
We talking about the effect that the sword niggas pulling up gonna have? Is that what we talking about?
Yeah.
Personally, I think that could be a big help. I think they're about to swing the tides in our direction. But at the same time, the monster's going a little too hard, so I really feel like they might not even do nothing. Like, I feel like I can go either way. Like, it's like literally this is the two extremes of the spectrum. It's like they either about to do that thing or they about to get that thing done to them.
Yeah, I mean, you should. All right. Yeah. All right, so next sequence I'm going to go through quick. I'm going to describe what happened, and you tell me what you think about it. So, surprise, Gums tries to eat Tank Top. He's squeezing hard, but Pig God comes in and saves the day. Smacks Tank Top out of Gums' mouth. But Fuhrer has hostages, and he has a bunch of them. And he's not playing, because we know how dirty Fuhrer is. So he shows us what he's going to do, and he rips off one of the hostages' arms. And then this distraction allows Gums to get behind Tank Top and eat him again. It's like Gums really wants to eat that Tank Top. So, surprisingly enough,
Can't blame him.
Yeah, Tank Top Master is actually resisting the ginormous strength of Gums, who's now growing even larger in size, gargantuan, dwarfing Pig God because of his tremendous strength. So this is another accolade for Tank Top Master. But at the same time, Tatsumaki comes through and holds up Fuhrer Ugly. Pig God uses that instance to hit Tank Top Master out of Gums' mouth once again, and now they're all gonna rush to save the hostages. We know the instance. Tank Top sends Pig God away to try to save the rest of the boys, and then Fuhrer Ugly is done with it. Breaks out of Tatsumaki's restraints, slams her up against the wall, and leaves her there. Forearm cave-in punch just eradicates Tank Top. Literally eradicates Tank Top. The death of Tank Top. So,
There's no way he's dead. There's no way.
I kind of want him to be, bro.
I mean,
I
I would appreciate it too, but this just seems so unceremonious, though.
mean, we know he's not dead.
Yeah, why are we speaking like we
Yeah.
didn't?
Oh, that's right. That's right. My fault. Oh, yeah, my bad.
Yeah, that's next chapter. We've got tank top magic's a thing.
Oh yeah. See, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Forget about that shit.
So we know
Forget
he's
about
not dead. Yeah.
he should, but I kind of want him to be dead though, bro.
No, because tank top magic's confirmed now, and that's all I need.
Look, man.
See, I'm not mad with the tank top magic. I agree with Grimm though. I wanted him dead just for the sake of, especially in that moment, like for Pure Ugly specifically. Like this is the most monster-like monster we have seen in this. I want to say the damn near the series.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about power. I'm not talking about any of that shit. I'm talking about when it comes to appearance, mentality. Like, yo, this dude is. If you
Sick.
were to die, if you were to choose your opponent, like who is to kill you, you like Fear Ugly is going to be on the bottom of that list. Like you don't want this dude touching you.
Come on, look at that nigga.
Yeah, you're right. There's monsters in the series, but this guy's a villain.
Yeah. Yep. 100%. That's like the best description. Like he's this nigga's villainous and shit, bro. Like, oh man, like sick. But I get it that like, I guess the highest claim that we can give this now is that it's a feat that helps describe the ferocity of Fear Ugly, as Suzuki's pointing out. Like, this is what we're supposed to take this moment as. Like, this just describes how ruthless, how dirty, how disgusting, how savage Fear Ugly can be in combat.
Nasty.
But like, I guess I can relieve my hate by saying that, like, I guess he won't be in combat because there's nobody who can magically heal him like that, right?
I don't know, because they were talking in the chapter like Fubuki could do something about it, but I'm
Yeah.
like, wait. I was just sitting there like, wait, Fubuki hasn't shown like healing capabilities. She's shown some stuff with Bane where she kind of like rejuvenates his body and like gets some more refreshed, and you know, it's like kind of just like brushing the dust off a bookshelf. But it's not like she's literally healing injuries, especially ones as severe as this. Like that's kind of crazy. So if she, like, Esper powers are crazy. They're very versatile. So I wouldn't be surprised if Esper powers had the capability to do that. It's just that Fubuki is never shown to do anything like that. So like, how would she even know she would have that power?
I think if it's anything, I think Bang's kind of hoping he could do something what he did with like him, where like obviously he like rejuvenated and like strengthened him. So if she can at least like stabilize him, I think that's kind of what Bang is hoping with this whole thing. But like not in, but I do the way they make it sound like she's just gonna like fully heal him.
I feel like the line between empowering and healing isn't all that thick. Like, you can definitely stretch from one end to the other. You know, like it's not. It's not.
You just stretch his legs too, bro. Are you looking at the screen? Look at his elbow, bro. His elbow is in his forearm. His wrist is in his forearm, and his forearm is in his wrist, bro. Like his neck is twisted, bro. Look at his legs, bro. His pelvis is backwards, man. Like, look at his knees. Why is blood spewing out of his knees, bro? Like,
He got crushed.
empowering is gonna fix that. If
Possibly.
Tatsumaki heals Tank Top, second piece of bullshit since the removal of the
Don't you say
FAS.
I already know.
Since the removal of what?
The FAS.
Oh, come on, man. It's not even close to the same.
You're right. That was much, much worse. But this is still bad. This is still bad.
I don't see how that would be bad. It's just like when it was insinuated in One Piece that Big Mom had did something like extra to Luffy when they clashed on the top of the chateau. Like, that was implied, but people thought like, well, that has nothing to do with her ability. Like, being able to sap someone of their strength shouldn't be like too far from being able to take someone's soul. Like, I don't see why that's so much of a stretch for people to believe.
apart from this attack, what's the worst we've seen like a regular human get hurt in One Punch Man? Because like ignore Jet Nice Guy, and ignore Genos, ignore cyborgs. Like in terms
I
of
was
like,
just thinking about that, Matt.
I can't think of off the top of my head.
He's not a regular human.
It doesn't.
No, I
happen.
mean yeah, Tank Top Man. But I mean, like,
I think it means biologically because
Yeah.
like you see he has organs, he has blood. You know,
No,
like,
I can't accept that because
bones
we there are plenty of everybody here is regular human, all of them.
basically, what I'm trying to ask him, what is the worst we've seen someone get beat up and recover?
That's not superpowered.
Yeah, but what I mean is like, but there's all kinds of like superhumans out there. Like the martial artists are superhuman, but that's the kind of thing I'm on about. So like for example, like Swiri at the Super Fight tournament, right? Like he like got hit by Goketsu and he was spitting blood like a fountain. You know, he was very badly damaged. Not obviously like this, but he's recovering. So that was the main thing. Is like, can Tank Top recover from this, or is he gonna have to like, if he makes it out of here, is he like retiring as a hero? Is he doing something else? Like,
I mean, well, that's kind of the point. Like, because he's not dead, we have to see this as like the brutality of fear. And to answer your question, there's no comparison. Like, this is the most brutal we've seen anything done to anybody. Is like even Genos hasn't been like this badly, like in this bad of condition. He's been torn apart, appendages ripped or whatever, stabbed through the center, all kinds of stuff, but like never contorted to this extent. Like where we see like he's completely no parts, no hardware, just straight human and mutilated like this. This is why I'm saying that like
Would you be satisfied if Tank Top Master had to retire as a hero because of this, or would you still want the death? Well, not once, but be satisfied. Because I think we both want the death, but would you be okay with it? A compromise for just him retiring as a hero.
I mean, if you build a good storyline into it, for sure, like make it to where this inspires Moomin and the rest of the Tank Tops to grow to an even greater extent because of the absence of Tank Top, whatever. And he's sure. I'm definitely fine with that. I would even be cool with like giving him some like All Might type situation to where like he's now greatly fading in power. The Tank Top magic is wearing off, and now it's up to Moomin. He has all the magic now.
he's got the all. He just passes movement like his own sweaty, damaged Tank Top.
Yeah. That's exactly what he gives him the Tank Top. Yeah, he wears it.
And then like he puts it, and then like it is like there's a part of me though that wants to be like kill or kill. And he puts it on, and it's just like, let's go. And there's like a transformation.
Don't lose your way.
Yeah. Don't lose your way. I need that. Just get the rights for that.
Oh, shit. Nah, but yeah, I guess it'd be all right. Damn, man. Fear Ugly, man. This is I mean, have you guys been impressed so far of the Fear Ugly Gums combo?
I was surprised by it. Not just impressed. I was surprised that they actually conjured up this duo. Like I never thought this would happen.
Yeah.
And it happens seamlessly. It's not like Gums is like he hasn't really shown too much intelligence. It's not like they talk was like, hey yo, like we're gonna do this and this. It's just kind of like it just happened.
Yeah, and that shit's working, bro. Like I'm not gonna lie, this sequence wasn't bad. Like it was actually a pretty good sequence. Like all bullshit aside, like I've even complained about sequences in like big fights, like the Garou Darkshine fight. I've complained about sequences there, but this one, this quick little exchange here, like they turn around taking hostages. Oh, you turned around? All right, I'm gonna take you from behind. Oh shit, we're gonna save you. I'm gonna save you, but oh no, I got stopped by. Bro, it was a bunch of different shit going on and different people popping up and like actually having an effect. That was like the first glimpse of what I think would be expanded upon to a great degree, not only by increasing the number of individuals who will be interfering in the fight, but increasing the amount of things those individuals will be doing and the lasting effects. Like maybe an individual is holding down the multiple people the entire time, and that's impeding somebody else from assisting them or assisting somebody else, or they're getting attacked because of that. And then that person who's holding, I don't know, bro. There's a bunch of different things that can happen, bro. Tatsumaki being out of the picture to an extent, maybe right now, changes a lot of that too. But this to me was a good exchange. Even though I think Tank Top was booty, this is a good exchange.
Man, he got his arms cracked. Oh,
Yeah, I mean, like coming out of this chapter, I don't know anyone who wasn't like impressed or a bit worried about Fura Ugly in some way. You know, that was the real thing of this chapter. Like the end was just to be like, look at how dangerous this guy is. You know, because how long he'd been sitting on the sidelines these past couple chapters, like he's just been messing everyone up.
All right. Now we're going to move on to the final portion of the podcast, chapter 144. If you guys remember, it seems that what we just went through was the second part of chapter 143. And 143 originally, what we believed was a short chapter, a release of Fubuki and her assistant Genos, was actually just the first part of 143. So now we are on actual 144. Before we continue, make sure that you guys like the video, leave a comment in the comment section about one of the topics that we've talked about today, something that we said that was funny, or whatever you thought about the overall rating of the chapter below. It's going to help our engagement and help our community grow. And make sure that you subscribe if you're not subscribed. We do live reactions, reviews, and podcasts for One Punch Man on every single release. And yes, this is a manga-only channel, but we do have quite a few members that read the webcomic. So you're going to be comfy. You're going to be able to talk to anybody about any aspect of One Punch Man at any time if you join the Discord, which the link is in the description. In the description, you can also find links to all the different channels of the individuals in the podcast, Sasuke, Stebo, and Matt. They all also release content on One Punch Man. You can check it out. You can find live reactions and reviews as well on their content, so you can be One Punch Man all day long. Now let's begin. Old soldiers never fade away. They simply step up to fight. What do you? Oh my God! I was gonna talk about Bang.
What I told you.
Okay, man. I was ecstatic when I seen that strap pop.
It's like that was the tell that Tank Top was dying, and then he was like, "Oh shit, yes."
Oh my God, it might be.
It really was a tell. No, it was. That's what it was.
But why was it just hers out of everyone's?
You know why?
Oh! Yo, Tank Top hitting Tank Top! Stop! Stop!
Murata's definitely a pervert.
Bro.
Yeah, he's
We all are over there.
I told you this whole teacher-student thing was going on, bro. The first example was Zombie, bro. Y'all niggas ain't believe me, bro. I told y'all. This is a retcon. Child Emperor is supposed to be the disciple and looking up to or have a strong relationship with Metal Knight, not Zombie. And now he's like, hey, great job, Zombie. Zombie, no! Like, bro, y'all niggas gay for each other, bro? Like, what's going on here, bro? Like, that's a role model, and you're a child. Why? What's going on? And now her strap is break. I wouldn't be surprised if her belt also broke, bruh. Shit, man, like Tank Top tearing it up, bro. He in there with the Tank Top tackle, bro. The stroke, Tank Top stroke.
I think, I'll be honest, I kind of forgot because I forgot they brought back the best Tank Top. This chapter, Tank Top Doctor. He spotted the bad omen and he's here.
That's my boy. Bow tie with the tank top.
Clean cut, he's sorted.
Oh, Doug. All right. So before we actually keep it pushing, I wanted to talk about Bang. Like, do y'all like Bang?
What type of question?
Yeah. Yeah, Bang's great.
We love Bang.
Like, prefer Bang or like, you know, it's whatever.
Are we comparing him to a certain samurai by any chance?
Whoa, no. I'm just saying, like, out of all the niggas that y'all like, do y'all like Bang more than most of those niggas, or are there a lot of niggas that y'all like more than Bang?
If we're talking about just characters on One Punch Man, Bang would probably be at least in my top 15. At least. He could be top 10. I would really have to think about it, but he's at least top 15.
Are we talking just heroes or all characters?
All
For
characters.
me, I'm talking all characters.
Okay, I'll give me a minute or two. I need to think about my list.
But yeah, Bang is great. Like, I didn't want to get into this already, but like, so just like he just came in this chat and like just reminded everybody like, yo, it's kind of like how I felt Tatsumaki reminded the fandom of how strong she was, because I remember when the whole debate of Tatsumaki and Orochi came up, and then a lot of people were like saying it's blasphemous that Tatsumaki will be able to beat Orochi, and this is not not Sai Orochi, just regular Orochi. People were thinking it was blasphemous. And then she like showed her powers off with Sai Orochi, and then it's kind of like people changed their opinions on that.
She shut everybody up.
Yeah. And then with Bang in this chapter, the way it's not even just like him doing what he did. It's just the way he did it. He didn't just beat Fear Ugly. He made him. He used their teamwork against them. I've never seen some shit like that, where he just dicked around and made Fear Ugly punch himself, made Gums turn on Fear Ugly. Is like, no. Just the experience he has dealing with an opponent like Fear Ugly, who is very straightforward with his attacks. That is, Fear Ugly probably had like one of the worst matchups he could when it comes to just like hand-to-hand combat. Because with martial artists we've seen in this series, it doesn't matter really how strong you are, your technique can usurp that. So I don't know like how strong comparatively Fear Ugly is to Bane, but it doesn't matter because his technique is so great that he can just redirect his attacks and make him hit himself. And that's just the experience setting in. It's like, bro, he is an absolute master craftsman when it comes to this shit. Like, you can't, like, Bane he reminded me, he was like, damn, like, people really can't fuck with him. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. There's a reason why he's so highly respected as a hero and why he's highly respected as a martial artist. Like, why he's the bridge between the two. He's proved it here. Like, if he basically drew with Darkshine in like a sparring match with him, it's why this happened the way it did.
I'm just saying, like, I guess it's just the fact of like the opponents that he's fighting that they make him look like useless, but like, because the nigga looked useless against EC, and the nigga looked useless against Rover. Like, I get it. Like, those are guys that like they're top tier. Like, I don't expect Darkshine or Flashy or maybe even Atomic to be able to beat like a Rover or EC head on by themselves without like some crazy shit we've never seen before. But like, still though, bro, like, step up, Bang. Like, I obviously I'm saying that while also acknowledging the rest of this chapter. Like, we'll get to it in a second. We'll talk about his accomplishments, but like, it's more so like how Sasuke described it. It hit me like, oh yeah, I remember being strong now. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just like his nice demeanor, the fact that like he's so calm and aloof all the time, like around like the people who are fighting, like Fubuki, Genos, and Saitama. Like, the fact that like Fubuki's getting as much, if not more, spotlight combat-wise than Bang has so far. Like, I'm not saying that I don't like Bang or that Bang is booty. I'm just like, show me some more of that Bang magic, man.
I'm not mad at it. I think it gives more credence to matchups, if anything. And I like that in stories to where it's not just overwhelming power beats over. It's not like Dragon Ball where it's like, I'm stronger than you, my power level stronger than you, so I beat you. And One Punch Man is becoming more so of, what I have is a counter to what you have. Like, my technique, it works in this situation better than someone else's would. So like that's why I didn't say Fear Ugly is necessarily stronger than Bang. What I was saying was it's not that it's not like Bang was showcasing his strength during this quote unquote fight. It's more so his technique that was being highlighted to where he was redirecting his attacks and making him hit himself. It's not that he was hitting him with these devastating attacks that put holes in his body or anything like that. It's just like he, with his experience and how old he is, he's probably dealt with enemies like Fear Ugly who just try to attack him head on and try to use all their strength against him. So it's just a show of his experience and yeah, like I said, his technique and his style. So I think it's highlighting more so that matchups are important than anything. Like against people like Rover and all that shit, you can do all that martial art shit if you want. Like, what you gonna do against them blasts? Like you can use that to attack Rover, yeah. But what you gonna do to them blasts though? Like, that's the whole point. When it comes to the hand-to-hand combat, there is probably nobody. Of course, I'm not talking about fucking Saitama, Boros, exceptions like that. But there's like damn near nobody who can fuck with Bang when it comes to hand-to-hand combat. I think that's what it was showing. Like you come at Bang with a fist, you fucked up. You got to come with some alien technology, some earth beams, or some psychic. You got to come with something like that. Don't come with him with a fist.
Steve,
You talking about Bang?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. What about Bang?
nothing, bro. Never mind. Bro.
Nah, because I want to do it.
No, fuck Bang.
Fuck Bang.
You know we can't say fuck though. Too.
Cool.
Too though.
Big God.
Yeah.
No, I want Matt specifically to talk about this because he opened my eyes with Pig God.
What's up, Matt?
Yeah, what about Big God? Is there anything particular you want me to talk about, or?
No, it's just I remember it wasn't last podcast. It was probably the 2 podcasts before this one where you were pointing out like a lot of the heroic things that Pig God was doing, and it was something that I didn't even pay attention to until you said that, and I think this chapter really brought that back into my mind. So
damn,
like you were like
bro.
open my mind with that.
I didn't think about that shit at all.
No, man. I mean, like, definitely, Pig God is someone who's. I mean, we obviously know. I mean, just look, he's obviously a lot more in the front lines at this point too. But like, I mean, even like when the guy kicks him for losing, why didn't you rescue me? He's like, I saved your arm. We can get it reattached. You know, like he's still just thinking about people. I mean, like, I guess the bit I definitely want to talk to you guys about more than anything though is what he said when he's like, what is it? He's like, should I do it now? No, this isn't the time. Mentioned the prophecy. I need to reserve that power of mine for the very end. Like, Pig God's holding back. He's got like some technique he's not. And do you guys have any thoughts on that? Like, what it is, what he's doing, anything like that? Because he's just, I don't have a clue.
It's just going to evolve into a pig.
What?
I'll shoot you
he just turned to the fucking boar from Seven Deadly Sins.
with love.
What?
Nothing.
Action adventures.
Look,
Well,
bro.
Given his power, the thing I thought of was probably what a lot of people thought of. It's the whole you see him forming the Alchemist Brotherhood, you know, gluttony, basically become a black hole, devour anything in sight.
Oh,
I feel like that would be something that would be suited to him.
Oh,
I feel like it would be
shit.
more suited to Gums, but if he were to have a power like that in a tuck, I wouldn't be surprised.
I wasn't thinking that
he
at
gonna do
all.
like Wapo. He gonna eat himself.
What?
There was a fuck it, Steve. There was a chapter that was removed that was describing Pig God as like a Superman. And like his organs and his like his skin and his fat was like super strong, super tough. like different layers and shit. Like he was almost a Superman because how strong he was. I think it like involves another metabolism thing. That's why he's the one that told us about Gums' metabolism. Like I think he turns into like a Superman type thing. That's why he's saving people. That's why he's fast as hell. Pig God is fast as hell. Fast as hell.
It's probably why he's constantly eating as well. It might be like whatever he's doing, it just might burn up a lot of energy, and like he has to keep the calories on for that because when he uses it, like it probably like fully drains him.
Damn, I didn't even think in that direction. Damn.
Yeah,
Y'all couldn't be right about that.
He definitely goes like turns into like a Superman type. I think, in my opinion, like I wouldn't put it past it at all if he just like gets cock diesel buff, like abbed up, big strong.
My only thing about that is we've got. I don't know if I fully want that, just because we've got a lot of characters who are just strong in the series. You know, like characters who think, "Oh, I'm the strong guy." So I'd like to see how they do it differently. I do think it is something to do with like burning that, and I'm not against like that whole Superman aspect of it, but like if they'd have to do something just a bit different with it.
Definitely, I definitely agree that would have to be because it's too the same. But this nigga just looks like, bro. Look at the way he's running away, bro. Like this nigga look like a hero, bro. Yeah, I'm out of here. Like
just a fast nigga.
Like, think on that thing, bro. Like it was. Yeah, all right, bro. Look at those Fuhrer abs, though, bro. Like, look at my boy Fuhrer, just like, you know what's good, you know what's up.
I was thoroughly disgusted.
That nigga R-worded.
Oh, Chuck, bro. Well, now I wonder what kind of panties he's wearing.
Isn't it funny too? Because we know Tatsumaki don't wear panties.
She don't wear no panties.
We know what's gonna happen. We know he's about to lift up and just, ooh.
I feel like this is a replay of the conversation we had when he was about to attack Child, and then Homer Sempra saved the day.
Stay away from that child.
Like, leave that child alone. Bang shows up, protects him.
Oh shit, bro. Bro, we made a lot of inappropriate jokes. Oh, bro,
I'm saying if that was Mirror.
Yeah, bro. It's not even like our fault, bro. We're making clear jokes off of what the author set up. That's what the joke is. Like,
yeah, that's what he meant. Yeah,
that's what you're gonna tell me that's not what he meant, bro. But come on, man. Like, tell me the context of this is not that Fear Ugly.
No, is. I'm talking about the Child Emperor one.
Oh yeah. I mean, you know, bro. We're close. We may have had to walk it a little bit, but you know. All right, so I wanted to point this out. Maybe it's not as, let me just say. So first he gets stabbed through by Bang with a kick. Then Genos also stabs through him and like incinerates him from the inside. Then Fear Ugly like smacks. Hold up. Let me get to it. Fear Ugly smacks the hell out of Gums, knocking Gums out of his mouth. Like you just see more blood splatter everywhere, bro. And then, bro, like this nigga is so mad, he straight up eats Fear, like legit eats Fear, with holes in his back, all that stuff, like eats Fear. And he gets split in two. Is Gums the tankiest tank we've seen? Or like, is this not tanking? Like, is this like endurance? Like he can receive a lot of damage and like, what do you think about Gums? Is he like top scale for this? Like, what is your opinions?
Not after we see Rover in this arc.
Yeah.
Rover is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, but Rover was just like, he wasn't like taking well, he was taking damage, but like he was, it just wouldn't pierce him. It wouldn't do significant damage. He was that tough. But like Gums is having it done to him, like good.
I get what you're saying, but okay. So like he took a punch from Fear Ugly. He took the piercing from Bang, and then the incineration. I think the most impressive out of that would probably be the punch from Fear Ugly, because I think he was putting like damn near with Fear Ugly's attacks. It looks like he puts like damn near everything into his punches. It doesn't look like
Bro, he was about to do that. Bro, look at this, bro. He was about to take that nigga's dignity, bro. He said, "I'm gonna take your dignity with this shit, bro. I'm about to cave that bit." Bro, how many attacks have you heard that are dignity caving, bro?
That nigga, yeah, that name of the attack just always threw me off. I was like everything like face caving. Like, okay, pretty straightforward. Dignity? I'm gonna take your dignity with this one. Okay, what?
Bro, not to mention he went big, strong cock diesel, super big, suited up, ginormous pump. I don't know more words. I don't know, but Hulk strong, bro. Like he got like damn Fury. Like he was really trying to do it to Bang. Like he wanted to do everything to Bang. Like everything that he could do, Fury was trying to do it right then and there and to Bang, bro.
Yeah, that was probably the most impressive attack Gums took. I still don't think I could say he's like the what I want to call it, the most durable tank that we've seen in the series. At least monster wise, you know.
Yeah, I mean, Rover was literally like shaking off attacks. Like literally, he shook off attacks. Whereas, like, I don't know whether it's a tanky thing because he's still getting hurt. You know, like it's not like he.
So what's the word?
Not,
So what's the word we were supposed to use? Like resilient, like
punching bag.
All right. I mean, I consider it a tank just because it's not like it's a little different from like he's getting hurt by it, but is he really being? Is it hindering him his ability to like attack you? Like I think when it comes to shit like that, then it's where you like say it's not a tank. Because like if we draw a comparison to Dragon Ball Z, like with Zenkai boost, we understand like when the Saiyans get beat up a lot, they get stronger, whatever. I don't consider that tanking because you have to get your ass bust, and then like you might not be able to move or whatever, but you recover just because whatever the situation is. But Gums is like taking these attacks, and then he's like, all right, good shit. Now I'm finna bite you. I'm finna eat you. So I think it's tanky, but I just can't say he's like the tankiest. That's hard. That's hard. Oh, by the way, it is time. It's time for me to exit. So, if there's anything you want me to answer real quick?
Yeah, last panel. Right here.
Yeah, let's quickly wrap this up.
Right. Yeah. So no, we pretty much that is pretty much it. Like Fear Ugly's tough for being able to deal with this acid here. Do we think he's gonna be fine, or is he gonna be like a problem the whole time?
I can't see the same luxury awarded to Gums that Tank Top got. I just can't see. Like he got ripped straight in half. Like I know I said the same shit with Tank Top. Like when I was live reacting to it, I was like, "Yo, Tank Top, he's done." But like this, he ripped him straight in half from the inside. I don't see how you come back from that unless it's part of his power. I don't see how he comes back from that.
What about Fury?
Oh, Fury is going to still be on his bullshit.
Yeah, they gave him like a new title. I think he's fine. Yeah, if anything, it's like an upgrade for him because now Bang can't touch him because of probably like the super acidic, stomach juices.
Ooh, I didn't think about that.
So he's gonna weaponize the thing that's killing him or hurting him. Where he had that mirror from? The fuck? Put on a mirror out of nowhere. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just think it's. I think I don't know. He might weaponize it, but at the very least, it's a better defense for him because he was fully offense. And we saw what Bang did to him. If anything, it just means it'll take a certain opponent now to go after him. Maybe someone maybe it'll be a swordsman, maybe the counter swordsman or atomic, or maybe someone with some range, like maybe Genos have to blast him or something. Maybe even Zombie Man, because Zombie Man could just keep going at him if the acid doesn't really bother him. Yeah, I think this is their way of saying, okay, Bang can't fight this guy again.
All right. That's gonna be it for this session's One Punch Man podcast. We covered chapter 143 in its entirety and 144 in its entirety. If you want to see the reviews that we made and the reactions that we made, check out the links in the description for our channels and support the podcast by joining our Patreon and Discord.